following podcast contains strong language, questionable CGI, a three-fingered rock monster, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. This movie doesn't deserve a quote. I got nothing.
Three-fingered rock monster. Ozzy
pass.
Osbourne?
Sharon!
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
We did it, everybody. Hey, welcome to the 4 a.m. podcast. The podcast about movies, snacks, and all things nerdy. I am ex-scientist Rob Richards III, joined by these marvels at the table. Introduce yourself, boyos. Not all at once. My goodness.
Tony.
We're waiting on Tony.
Oh,
He's falling asleep.
Yeah, because, I don't care.
All right.
Well, there's Tony.
What do you got for us down there?
I'm the human brick.
The human brick.
Dr. Goon.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Dr. Victor Von Koom.
Put that candle up to my ass and you'll call me the Human Torch.
Oh, God.
No, just an ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Honestly, the candle is the only thing separating us from your ass, Joe.
Or a brown-eyed thing.
Sure. Just a thing. Just a thing.
Yeah.
We are so demoralized.
We are crushed right now. Crushed under a rock slide of
Michael Chiklis.
proportions. because we enjoyed the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Are you sure about that?
I am not even sure about the name of the film. I am sure that dog is freaking out as soon as we start recording.
Oh, yeah, he waited for it.
Let's hope the noise gate takes care of it. Tony, tell us about... All right.
What?
Does anybody else want to tell us about Fantastic Four?
It sucked. Yeah.
Wow, all right.
How'd the noise gate work with that?
We'll find out.
So, yeah, it was the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, sequel to the first Fantastic Four movie.
Sure.
Came out in 2007. Directed by Tim Story, who brought you the first movie and other wonderful things like The Barbershop and Taxi and Think Like a Man. You know, that's who you want for Fantastic Four movies.
I mean, I think I've only seen He said Barbershop?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only seen that one out of that list of movies.
I think that's the only one I've seen.
I don't remember hating Barbershop, although I haven't seen it in years.
I think I remember I liked.
Yeah, it's not about the quality. It's those have nothing to do with comic book movies or anything to indicate he would be good at making comic book movies.
I suppose, but let's be fair. Fantastic Four is like the most boring loser comic book group.
They should be
you could
DC
think of.
characters.
They should. Like, really, they deserve to be DC characters.
They're close because they're basically the grandfathers of Marvel.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I was thinking about that the other day because I'm like, there hasn't been a good like Fantastic Four movie, but then I'm like, how do you actually do that?
Yeah.
I guess Marvel's taking a stab at it, but how do you actually do
They
that?
keep trying to make stuff.
Yeah.
I honestly, as much shit as they take, I think the Fan Four Stick one, if they had left it alone, probably could have done something.
I heard that one's good till like halfway through, and then it becomes absolutely horrible.
Because that one, for the first half, was directed by a different person who wanted to make a body horror movie, and then they were like, no, we're just going to reshoot everything and throw that girl in a bad wig, and So, like I said, if they left him alone, maybe it could have been good. Who knows?
All right, I'm not going to ask the table if they've seen this before, but I will ask, how many of the Fantastic Four movies have you seen?
I've never seen any until now.
Roger Corman, that's it.
Really? Okay. Wait, didn't we do the first one as an episode?
Nope. Just the Corman.
Okay.
I saw the one that was never released and this one.
Okay.
All of them up to this point.
Okay. I've seen
Most numerous times.
I've seen these two and the Corman.
Okay.
Is the Corman the one that was never released?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And I would consider that the best one I've seen still.
Yeah.
The Corman one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the CGI in this is not even that much better.
I wouldn't go that far.
I put the caveat of not that much better, but it's better. But I mean, for considering 2007, this came out the same year as the first Transformers movie, which, despite its flaws, had some near flawless CGI.
It has very ugly artwork drawn very well.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would also throw in the argument of there's a big difference between making a realistic-looking robot versus a realistic-looking human.
Yeah, but like
But-
just I'm not even talking about the humans. I'm talking just like fire effects and just all of this effects.
Oh, okay.
Any hoots. Go on.
So yeah, they,
Yeah.
they wanted to get better, quote unquote, better
Yeah.
prosthetics on
Sure.
the Thing. We used a wig now on Sue Storm because the last movie fried her hair.
Oh, they actually bleached her hair for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lawrence Fishburne. At one time, they weren't sure if the Silver Surfer was going to talk at all in this movie, and they brought in Lawrence Fishburne to voice Galactus. And oh, what a different world that might have been! But things happened, and
They decided to make Galactus not
a thing.
character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the general originally was going to be Nick Fury, and oh, what a different world that might have been. Yeah. So, want to guess what how much money they put into this movie?
I feel like it's going to be obscene, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, speaking of, how much did the first Transformers movie cost?
I want me to remember off the top of my head. Hold on.
Yes. While you're holding your phone, I would like you to remember off the top of your head.
You just threw that out, man.
Uh,
All right.
Sorry, you got to expect curveballs like this when we're doing a
How much
live
did it
recording.
cost?
Yeah. Because I'm gonna just say half of that.
Yeah, I feel like this was one where they were like, all right, the first one made money. This one, we're going to give you like half the money of the first one.
Did the first one make money?
I got a sequel.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, the answer is yes. I don't know if it made enough.
do you remember the Marvels?
So
yeah.
the budget for the original 2007 Transformer movie by Michael Bay was $150 million.
Okay, so I'm gonna say $75 million for this, and I feel like it's gonna be more than that, and I'm gonna be mad about it.
I'll take 100.
85. 120.
Scooped you at the end there, Joe. It was 130.
Oh,
Okay,
that's rough.
all right.
Yep, an obscene amount. I
$130.
was right.
That's- Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to guess how much it made.
God, I'm gonna be generous and say 250.
I'm going to stick with 100.
125.
$2 or $2 million?
No.
Double hundy.
Yeah,
200 million.
200 million. Yeah, it was 301.
Wow.
So like, yeah, that's they're not doing poorly, especially because again, this was a pre-MCU world. This
Barely. Yeah.
yeah, but like we didn't have much for Marvel movies and stuff.
Even if
like
this
that.
was successful, they would have just made this the MCU.
oh
don't you
yeah,
think?
that's well
Because
kind
Iron
of.
Man came out the following year.
Yeah.
And the Incredible Hulk came out the following year.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think they necessarily had the idea yet to be like, let's do a unified cinematic universe.
I mean, they had to because they were they were filming Iron Man at this point.
Yeah, what
the
studio
whole-
Oh, well,
was
well,
Iron
well, but
Man?
Kevin
Yeah.
Feige was.
No,
his
but
name
you're-
Yeah,
was
but
on
they
there.
didn't.
Yes,
they
no, but
didn't
you're-
own this property.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. That's a whole
Yeah.
other story. But I think what you're saying. But you're saying they were filming Iron Man at this point, but like they were filming Iron Man at the point that this came out.
But
when they were filming this, I'm not sure they. I mean, the fact that they wanted Nick Fury means maybe they were thinking of starting it here. I don't know, but
that'd
like,
be my guess because like I said, Kevin Feige is an
Oh,
executive producer on this.
Kevin Feige's been involved since the Fox X-Men movies, but like that doesn't mean he had the idea to be like the MCU. Let's build out a full thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, what was the company like? Because it wasn't Marvel Studios Disney yet, was it? What?
There was just first takers because they were Iron Man was
it like
Disney.
Paramount or something? No, Iron Man was
before the Disney buyout, I thought.
Yeah, it was like,
before the buyout, but it was MGM or whatever. If I'm not or was it not MGM?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. But
I
I know
either.
the that's part of the whole problem was the Hulk movie was still under Sony, so they did that one. But then Disney was like, hey, before you go shopping anywhere else, Iron Man made us a bunch of money. Fuck it, how about we just do this? And then
speaking of just doing this, do you have any more fun facts, or are we moving on to the cast here?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, Joe, you got a brief cast list for us?
I declined to look for one while Tony
let's
was
make it
talking,
up.
but
we have
post one for you.
Yarin Griff.
Yeah, that's the only one I didn't know. I own Ion Ioan Grufford.
I think it's just pronounced Ian or something like that.
Yes, I believe it is.
Ian Griffud.
Or no, probably not, but fuck it.
Ion
Whatever.
Gruffud.
Whatever.
As Reed Richards.
Ex-scientist.
Ex-scientist.
Ex-actor.
Reed Richards,
Ex-actor.
Mr. Fantastic.
Paramount.
Okay.
Oh, it was Paramount. Okay.
I don't think he ever is referred to as Mr. Fantastic in this. You got
He has like once.
At the club, right? I think.
the chicks
Yeah.
call him.
You got Jessica Alba as Sue Storm. I don't think she is ever called the Invisible Woman.
No, she is.
Chris
She's the
Evans.
naked
They
woman.
refer to her as the Invisible Woman in the newspaper articles.
Oh, okay.
Chris
Smearing
Evans
her.
as Johnny Storm. Just
Jonathan Storm now.
just the fucking worst.
Yep.
Michael Chiklis
America's
as
asshole.
Ben Grimm / The Thing.
Also the worst.
Julian McMahon as Victor Von Doom.
Actually the worst.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's the worst. Because, I mean, Andre Braugher as General Hager, like, that character fucking sucks.
Yep, the worst.
Yeah. Doug Jones. I like Doug Jones as the Silver Surfer. He was not the worst.
Yeah, not the worst.
Yeah. Not good, but not the
Not
worst.
the worst.
Oh, he's
Who's
awesome. Are you
Who's
kidding
the
me?
things? Who's
Yeah.
the thing's girlfriend? I think she might have made it out of this the best.
Kerry Washington.
Carrie Washington. She might have made it out of this the most unscathed,
Lawrence Fishburne as the Silver Surfer's voice.
which is fine.
And Bo Garrett as Captain Unnecessary. Captain Ray.
Yeah.
Who is that, Rob?
Captain Ray.
Yeah.
Is that the person that Human Torch was hitting on?
Yes.
all the
There
time?
you go.
That's who I thought it was going to be.
Captain Ray Skywalker.
Yeah, just the fucking most unnecessary
useless,
character.
I mean, in a way, I can't blame you, but at the same time, the fact that you paused that much when there was literally like only one other person in the movie,
I mean,
like it had to be her or like that girl that hit on Mr. Fantastic in the club.
that movie is like already the picture at the end of Back to the Future. Like parts are just vanishing.
So I have to confess, like, I did like what I imagine happens with Rob, where like after I watched this, I just deleted it from my brain. So I have notes, but I really don't remember a lot of what occurred here.
I don't want to spoil anything too early, but I imagine Rob's brain is like Doctor Doom, and the movies are like Andre Braugher.
Yeah, we'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So this movie starts. Actually, do we?
We do.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
It's very quick.
it's a bag of M&Ms.
It's a bag of M&Ms. Toasty holiday peanut.
That's got potential.
Yeah. So
No,
it's just
it
peanut
doesn't.
M&Ms, which peanut M&Ms are like the lowest tier M&M for me. But maybe Toasty will change my mind.
See, it's weird. It's like so many people think of peanut as the highest tier M&M, and
Those
that's
people
one
are
I never
stupid.
got.
No offense to anyone out there.
I like them on occasion. That's way too many M&Ms.
I always find when I have a peanut M&M, there's far too much nut residue in my mouth when I'm finished.
Oh, don't blame that on the M&M's.
John, now there's nut residue on my floor.
Why is
Again, don't blame
What
that on the
else is
M&M's.
Well, this time it's yours. You
why
did,
is
your
there
brother.
What?
why is there this sickly yellow
'Cause
discharge
it's
color
toasted.
in the red and
That's
green?
the nut residue.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't want to eat those. That just the
Alright.
color
All right, I need
displeases
to get
me.
some water. I need to get some water so I can
I don't like it.
cleanse my palate.
John and Brick are already done.
It does smell different.
I like
Does
it.
it?
So I did not
It
expect.
reminds me
It
of
does
coffee.
smell different,
I don't
yeah.
like it.
Oh, it does smell different.
Yeah, it is a little
Alright, it's
almost a
going
little
in.
coffee like.
Yeah, I like these, and I don't normally like peanut M&Ms.
Hmm.
These are good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
I don't
not
like
sure.
it.
They're
That does taste worse than a peanut M&M.
they
Yeah,
are
it's just a little bit of
coffee-esque.
smokiness to it.
It
and
is,
it's
but it's
coffee-esque.
not like smoky. It's like you said, it's like coffee
Yeah.
tasting.
Yeah, well, it's like a roasted bean.
Somebody
so-
burned a bean.
I'm going
Yeah.
to try one more.
Yuck. I need to crack open this Reese's popcorn. and make up for
Do
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, second one's worse.
Yeah. So
I am not hating them as much as others, but this is to me like the equivalent of the Reese's peanut butter cup that they put the potato chip in. It's like there's nothing gained
Oh.
here. You just kind of weaken.
Reese's popcorn,
Yeah.
on the other hand.
I feel like
Oh,
my
that's
wife
pretty
might
magnifique.
like this. I've not tried the Reese's popcorn.
Would-
Can I
Do it.
have some of that, please?
Oh.
That, I will say, it tastes exactly like you think it would.
Reese's
The Reese's
popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Rob, would you be mad if I put these back in the bag? Because I took an
I was gonna-
overly ambitious
I was
amount,
going to do the
and I
same,
don't
but I
want
thought
them.
it'd be rude.
Or you could give them to me, and I'll eat them.
If you want,
Yeah, I
You
gave
like
mine to him.
Yeah, send these down to the trash compactor over there.
You do like them?
Thank you.
Yeah, I do actually like them. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So
Well, you stay the hell away from my popcorn then.
they're definitely,
That's fine.
they definitely are edible, so it's not an F.
You can have some.
And I'm not
You won't-
grossed out by them,
like
so they're not a D.
Here's the thing.
But they're like a C minus for me.
To me, they're not objectively bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to give them a terrible thing because I could see people liking them. That like anybody that drinks coffee regularly might enjoy them,
Yeah.
or if you like toffee or butterscotch, those kind of flavors, you might enjoy them. I'm just not that guy. I'm gonna give them a C because I didn't hate it. Like I didn't spit it out, but like I just don't want it. As
Yeah.
a non-coffee drinker, it didn't. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in the same camp. Like, as it is, I think we already mentioned like or the same for me with the peanuts are kind of low on the list of if I'm getting M&Ms, those were
Yeah,
the ones I
I
go
don't
for.
like peanut M&Ms in general.
Yeah, and this is not doing anything to boost that. So
It's not making it better.
Yeah, I'd put like peanut M&Ms in like my B tier.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
like B minus, B something in
No.
that area. Because like if you're like, do you want those? I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll take those.
I would put peanut M&Ms above the caramel M&Ms. and
Yes.
that's about it. All other M&Ms are basically above that one.
I don't like the almond M&Ms.
Oh, I forgot those existed. Those
Yeah.
don't exist to me.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that, once again, Rob is discounting like 90% of all M&Ms.
I put all M&Ms with a nut in them just on the same category. Unless it's peanut butter. And
What-
then it's top of the list.
What do you got, John?
I mean, I'm okay with a normal peanut M&M. I don't really seek them out, but I won't
all
go ew. These make me go ew, fuck no.
I have
I don't want that
instant-
in my mouth.
Instant beef with Reese's popcorn.
What?
I have a kernel shell stuck to my fucking tongue right now.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
popcorn.
that's popcorn.
Popcorn.
I know, but I hate it.
Yeah, that's well,
I need to talk a lot now.
Darn.
I guess maybe we should try and set some kind of scenario where you'd have to talk a lot, or I don't know, like put you on a podcast or
No, I'm saying it's difficult now to
Not
talk.
ideal
Oh,
food
yes,
to
I
eat
see.
during a
Alright.
podcast.
That's
So-
what you're saying.
Tony, did you weigh in with a grade on those?
Yeah, I said C.
Oh, okay.
Fail.
I give these a B+.
All right. It runs a wide gamut here.
I'm good. You guys are gonna have to do the podcast without me because I'm gonna jam a fruit by the foot in my mouth and try and unstick this kernel.
Yeah,
Wait, no! What the fuck is wrong with
Tony, Tony, let him bond his mouth closed, and then we'll proceed.
You
I
guys
was
got
like,
this.
yeah, the problem is I have to talk a lot now, and there's a kernel stuck in my tongue. Maybe don't eat while you're recording this. Then what do you want?
Well, Fat Chat Life, Tony.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot that fruit by the foot comes off the wax paper slimy. Like there is just
It doesn't. It's not slimy.
also,
it's super. Like you
Yeah,
can see the light glistening off that thing.
yes. Oh God, that
It's
is
reflective. It's not
reflective.
slimy.
It looks slimy.
All right,
Snake.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
It
Couple
matches
things.
your hoodie.
Couple things. First of all, when the hell did fruit by the foot become cray paper?
Shut up. It's working.
Yeah,
Second of all, is that like salmon flavored? What is
yeah.
that?
That
Well,
Honestly,
It is
that's
a strange shade of.
it's
Yeah.
actually shrimp and kelp.
Fruit
Yeah.
up the river.
It looks like purple bacon.
yeah. It does look like bacon on paper, just with blue in it somehow.
Call it whatever you want. It has dislodged the kernel.
All right, the kernel's gone.
I'm still gonna finish eating this.
Of course.
All right. So,
John, you be the funny one.
No, don't do that. Oh. What John thinks is funny, and what everyone else
we're
thinks
gonna have
is
to
funny
put another
is,
couple of warnings up in
very
front of this
different.
episode.
I mean, you guys say the
Rob
same
will
about
be
me,
the
though.
only one laughing.
Okay.
With a mouthful of fruit by the foot.
So this movie starts with a bad CGI world being turned into a bowling ball by a smoke cloud.
Yep.
And you're like, did he just turn that into a bowling ball? And you're like, yeah,
That is
all right, it's got
exactly what I said,
the
yep.
2 fingers in the thumb hole. And then the planet starts crumbling apart, and then it ejaculates out like a white shot from it
At which point,
after it completes.
the movie that we were watching just stopped. Gave up.
That
It
is
died
true.
right there.
Are you saying like the player of the DVD was like, I'm not going to allow you to watch
Yeah,
this?
the DVD that we rented from
Red Bob.
It
Red
tried
is,
to save us.
the Red Blockbuster down the street.
Rented from the internet.
Our our copy of the Amazon Prime Video version of this movie that I paid for with your generous donations.
God damn it.
Stopped working. We restarted and it was fine, quote unquote.
And all of you were like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe doesn't know. Half the time we don't even watch the movie. We just wait for him to show up with the notes.
Though, I'm thankful that it happened early like this. Because if we had to restart this at some other point and watch a big chunk
We
of it
didn't
again,
restart the
or-
movie. We just restarted the
Yeah, I just I
DVD
don't
and-
want to rewatch any of it.
yeah.
So, a couple things here.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Silver Surfer in general, but Fantastic Four, the whole Galactus arc. But like,
Anybody does.
didn't Silver Surfer, he came to a planet and he was like, yo, Galactus is coming to devour you. GTFO if you can. If not, too bad. I'm out. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't-
don't remember all the original stuff. I believe
Yeah.
he might have given some kind of warning, but like his thing was more just to like do whatever to prep it for Galactus. He didn't
Yeah,
really
he
give
might,
a shit
he
about the
might
people.
give warning because he is the herald of Galactus.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Usually the herald means like you
Yeah,
announce
calling
the
he's
arrival.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah, because wasn't it like the Fantastic Four was like, can he not? And he was like, nah, he kind of has to.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
And-
hungry.
He's coming.
Yeah, you gotta deal with him when he's hungry.
But anyway, also, Galactus objectively does look like a doof, but he can't just do a fucking cloud of
No,
smoke.
like
Yeah.
That's like,
you could
What is this, Lost?
yeah, you,
or Green Lantern or
Yeah, you might as well just fire a beam of light up into the sky and, part the clouds with it.
Yeah.
'Cause-
He's just a big fart Unicron.
yeah.
Hey, I did question: is this the original, especially certainly for comic movies? Is this the original Sky Anus?
Oh, I don't know. Sky Anus has a long and proud tradition throughout
that's
cinema.
That's a tough call.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewatch a lot of movies to figure out which one.
I think
has the first.
Gozer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gozer.
Oh.
Gozer.
At one point,
might
he
be the
did
first Sky
kind of look like a tardigrade coming up on Earth, and I thought that was cute for a second.
Yeah.
But can we just get a 30-foot tall guy without the head things that he has that make him look like a doof? Nope.
There's got to be a way you can make it look at least less dumb.
Well, we are very much firmly in the era of when a producer would look at something from the comic book and just be like, no one would be mad if we changed that. Fucking.
Also, I don't understand that it looks expensive and dumb. So clouds,
Yeah.
and yet somehow he looks like a better Unicron than any of the Unicrons we got in the Transformer movies.
Yeah, I would have just taken go to any of the Japanese not Turbo Man, but just get a big guy.
Just a Super Sentai.
Yeah, a Super Sentai there. Yeah,
generic.
just Power Ranger that motherfucker in there.
let's
It
just
would
get-
look better than that.
Let's have Jet Jaguar show up and start sucking the planet dry.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say just a big projection of Lawrence Fishburne and that goofy helmet probably would have worked better.
Even if it's just his head.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Yeah.
All right,
Think
so
that's air you're breathing now.
Yeah, basically.
yeah. We're also firmly in the era where you would fly through someone's genes or someone's blood or something in the title card. So I was actually
Oh, I'd like to fly through Jessica Alba's jeans.
yeah, well, in this movie, I was refreshed that they broke with that tradition, and instead we flew through the stars for a minute,
Yeah.
and then we
those
come
opening credits were coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brief.
and we come back to the space clouds come shot that it fired at Earth, and it's whizzing by. Goes by a Japanese fishing boat. It's ha ha, freezes the water and flies off. And you're just is that what Silver Surfer has to do?
I don't know.
He just,
It doesn't
yeah.
make any sense there. But
Your fishing day is ruined. Yeah, and I thought to myself, I'm we could, in November with the air conditioner on, we could use this guy right now with our weather. He would help out. He's flying around making it snow at the pyramids.
Again, I don't know why.
and it doesn't come up again.
I think it's just supposed to be he has some kind of effect on just his surroundings.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Is my best
They
guess.
don't explain it at all.
Yeah, nothing is
Yeah.
explained.
Or
Really
he's
well.
he's drawing energy out of the planet.
And that freezes things.
I guess.
I mean, I guess if he's using temperature to power himself, I don't know. Anyway.
I mean,
He's a cold ass honky.
Yeah.
It's all possible.
does that make it snow?
The ice on his fringe is so damn frosty.
Does that make it snow in a desert though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
He brought the water
so
from
he brought the water.
bay
got it.
to the
Got it.
desert.
Okay, he brought the water.
Yeah.
He populated the
It's
clouds.
his random cosmic energy
Yeah.
fucking with everything.
It's the
Anytime that
multiverse.
happens,
Oh, he
It's the
seeded those
multiverse.
clouds.
anytime that happens, a wizard did it.
Yeah. No, Kevin Feige.
There was a Marvel character called the Weather Wizard.
Yeah.
Was it? Or that one was Marvel?
I bet DC had one too.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting confused because I know.
But I had a book when I was a kid that was Spider-Man versus the Weather Wizard.
Yeah, they're fucking rotten with that kind of. It's like gorillas. They just fucking show up. I don't know why.
Oh shit! That is DC, son.
Okay.
First appearance, The Flash 110.
See, I feel like that's a guy that you're just rather than let him become an evil villain and rob banks or whatever, just be like, yo, we'll give you a lot of money. Just make it nice out.
Oh.
Just do that. We'll pay you. Everyone will love you. It'll be great.
I need to read about this weather wizard now.
So,
It's much more just
Yeah.
this fucking-
so we cut
That
now
was a
to
Marvel equivalent though.
the Fantastic Four are flying commercial. And poor naive Joe at this point in the movie was like, shouldn't they have a jet? Why doesn't Mr. Fantastic just make a jet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah. And,
Joe.
I did not know how prepared he was to fuck this up.
Definition of be careful what you wish
Yeah.
for.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And
Joe, be glad that at the beginning of this movie we got the hologram assistant and not fucking Herbie, all right?
yeah, that's true.
Very true, but Herbie's coming. I've already seen the toys.
The only Herbie I want to see is the love bug.
That's right. And I want him to have a tender sexual relationship with Bumblebee.
Being driven by a piss-drunk Lindsay Lohan.
There you go.
At least now she's old enough
Yeah.
to be drunk.
I'm pretty sure driving is still illegal.
I don't think they let her do that anymore.
But at least she's legal to drink.
Yeah, fair.
But that's why we haven't seen him in a long time. She drove him into a wall.
Well,
It's
this is like,
fine. The car
Well,
driving itself. Shut
I'm
up.
not driving. The car has
It's
it.
the car driving. The car hit 3 people.
Oh, God.
All
So
right.
anyway.
It's Freaky Friday.
Lindsay, just because
Wow.
you're talking to the car doesn't mean it's driving
Like, this
itself.
is a fucking train wreck. We're talking about Herbie the Love Bug instead of this movie.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
That's how we cope around here.
Yeah.
So we get to see our superheroes, flying coach, and all the standard jokes like they can't get first class, so the Thing has to squeeze between two people. Asshole Johnny Storm, has someone purchase a seat for him because I don't think he has money, and then decides just to fly the fuck home.
Okay, so let me get this. Let me see if I can pare this down here a little bit. And this is the
Yeah.
same issue I had with the fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So okay, you own the Baxter Building.
Yep.
You can build a fucking car jet.
Yeah.
You can't afford.
No, they
No,
had,
they got downgraded.
yeah.
Well, okay. You're
Also,
the-
first
you're the
class is
Fantastic
fucking
Four.
expensive.
You're very obviously the Fantastic Four, like superhumans that have saved the world already. They don't bump you. That's not a thing that would happen. They'd be like, we got to bump somebody. Who are we gonna bump? Not the Fantastic Four. I know their movie was lame, but still, they have powers.
Well, first of all, where are they going to? Where are they coming from?
I mean, it's entirely possible that they are just a flight risk. Like, they can't be on the plane because they could damage the plane by just being on it. So that would make more sense if they were just like, I'm sorry, you can't fly.
Also, keep in mind, this is not the Fantastic Four. These are the assholes who saved New York once. So depending on where they are, somebody doesn't give a
They
shit.
haven't done anything since the
Oh,
first movie.
I've seen what they've been up to, and they haven't done shit.
Yeah.
Didn't
Nothing
they
useful, at
didn't
least.
they at least trap Spider-Man in an elevator or something? Shit.
Johnny Storm sold most of his ass to Kibbles and Bits and whatever else.
Yeah, well, then
He got
they
them
should be
sponsored.
They should be getting you a private jet.
Got a large sponsorship from Crunch on the back of the uniform. later in
Yeah,
the movie.
you get that Nestle Crunch
Nestle
sponsorship.
Crunch,
You're running.
yeah.
You're walking.
Yeah, it is
easy.
all over this movie.
Keebler.
So I was trying to stay optimistic for this film, and here's where morale collapsed.
Yeah, first scene. Yeah.
First, he's getting on the plane, Mr. Fantastic, and he can't find a spot for his bag. And you're like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for stretchy powers. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you can make those look good.
You can't. You
Yeah,
can't.
because
It's
this is
something I came
not
up
that
with,
much better than the Corman.
It's a
stretchy
decision I
power.
came to as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a conclusion I came to as well. You can't make it look cool.
Because he just stretches out and like puts his bag where some woman's about to put hers.
It's like, how do you make that cool? Like, what do you possibly do? Even if you make the effect look good, it's still just some dude stretching his arm out.
So that is cool, but it doesn't look cool. Is the thing. Like I would love to have that power.
Yeah,
but
it's a cool power, but
Yeah.
like it looks looks dumb.
There's no way you make it look good.
The
Yeah.
only one enjoying it is the person that's doing it.
Yep.
That's it.
Well,
everyone else is creeped
Someone
out.
else around might be enjoying it. but-
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know
But
what
this,
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to go to your point earlier about like how do you make a movie about this, this is one of the big things that you need to realize. these characters are inherently goofy,
Mm-hmm.
so you need to have at least a little bit of goofiness in them. I'm not saying we need to go full
Yeah.
cartoon that we
Well,
do in this movie at some points, but
my ultimate conclusion was, in order to make this look decent, it has to be fast. Like, it has to be a scene
Yeah.
where he's like just
Oh, yeah.
swinging.
That
Like
would-
his
yeah.
hands have to be moving quick, and it's got to be like fast. You can't do the
Mm-hmm.
whole because that's where you lose.
Yeah.
everything.
I will say, yeah. To add to your point, the one time this probably did look its best was Multiverse of Madness. When
even when he gets spaghettied, it's
no, not even when he's spaghettied. I'm talking about like when he first steps in front of her, he stretches in from out, and it's real fast. And that's the only time I'm
I don't
thinking
even
No,
about
I
remember
it.
forgot that
I
Yeah,
don't even remember that.
I forgot for a minute there too, and that's why I'm like, that's probably the only time
yeah.
it didn't look terrible, and
Maybe
that's
that's
why I
the
don't
point.
remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, And
'Cause
then
you're
they-
right, yeah,
and
it's
then they
fast.
spaghettied him,
well, yeah.
and you were like, "Thanks, Marvel.
Yeah, I'm,
No,
I'm not upset about that.
Thanks for that." I was upset about it.
So, what did it even happen? Oh, so
Nothing.
yeah. Now we see the Fantastic Four Tower, the Baxter Building, or whatever, and every time Chris Evans is on the screen, I'm just like, please stop.
Smarmy
Just whatever
bitch.
it is,
Yeah.
just stop.
Stop smiling. Stop smarming.
And I know he's playing Johnny Storm probably how Johnny Storm's meant to be played,
Pretty much.
but I hate it.
I don't know.
Also, this version,
Yep.
better than it was in the previous movie.
That's true. He was a bigger douchebag in the previous
Mm-hmm.
movie, if I remember correctly.
At this point, we have all seen Deadpool versus Wolverine, right? Or Rob might not
no,
have.
but I get the gist of it.
Yeah, but it was a nice, satisfying fake out when you really think we got Captain America here, showing up at the end and at the end of time, and then of course it's the Human Torch.
Well, yeah, that makes the most sense, doesn't it?
Well, like I didn't even fall for the fake up because I'm like, no, this is all Fox shit. I know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. It was like, well, they get Chris Evans, but his paycheck varies greatly depending on which character he's playing.
Well, it's
No, but it's
you're actually gaining income if he's paying the Human Torch. Like he has to give you money to do that.
the only one, spoilers for people at home, and I guess kind of to Rob. The only one that sadly did not make it to the party was Nicolas Cage.
I heard they did try to get him.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. But I mean, like to the point, it's a different guy, but they fucking have the Russian from The Punisher.
Yeah.
Like that's just.
Yeah, you can't get Kevin Nash to walk these days.
No.
But like just the fact that like who the fuck like even I was just like, is that supposed to be the Russian from The Punisher? Like I had to wait for the credits and be like, oh my god, that actually
He's
is.
like, I'm not getting stabbed again.
Who-
You can get somebody
why?
else.
Even the Stingray from the Punisher was there.
Yeah. Also played by a different character.
I'm
It was actually a stingray this time.
So anyway, so yeah,
What is she?
There's
she's
a horseshoe
she's-
crab.
Yeah.
It's a
right.
horseshoe
or horseshoe
yeah,
crab.
it's a Stingray.
And that's what I just wanted to reach through the screen and slap them.
At that point, Rob was like, "I'm glad you're gonna die."
No, yes.
They were.
It's like,
Oh, you're a stupid child.
I'll pull the trigger.
So, yeah, Johnny Blaze here, or Johnny Storm.
Storm.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Johnny Storm.
sorry.
Blazy
went
Storm.
and got them some sponsors, and they're all like, "No, we can't do that." And I'm like, "I don't care." And then we see, they're talking about Reed's wedding, but Reed's got his PDA, and it's 2007, so you can't be like on that texting while you're talking to people. And he uses his horrible, horrible thumbs to text, and you're just like, ugh, just no.
Yeah,
You know
back when you were still expected to look a person in the face when you spoke to them.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like when Roger texts his wife at
Mm.
work.
Okay.
I could see it.
Also, I gotta think. At a certain point, it doesn't matter how many fingers you have.
Yep.
That's not gonna help with the speed of your texting,
Yeah.
right?
It's going to make the haptic feedback weird too.
Yeah, because like I've mistyped a ton of things because I've been typing too fast. Like
You got to think too, like he's got to control all the stretching and the wiggling, and so there's more effort that he's putting into it than a normal person.
It's kind of like pizza.net. You know, they
Yeah.
didn't actually know how the thing worked. They're just like, here,
Yep.
we have this. Sends messages.
See, I could see if he like put his hand over the keyboard and just had like
I was just
a
thinking
little
that.
tiny cilia finger or whatever, like for every single key.
But we wouldn't have to watch that.
Yeah.
He'd just have his hand over the keyboard.
What if he did it with his tongue and just his taste buds stretched out? and did that?
Why? Why?
Well, I could see if he was
That's why he's Mr. Fantastic.
That's right.
yeah, if he was working on two things at once and then he had to like operate some buttons with his tongue and he's like beep, boop, boop. Anyway, so
That's
yeah,
why.
there.
That's why
Oh,
the
Johnny
Invisible
just
Man's
straight
like,
up blackmails him right now. He's like, "I'll tell your fiance that you're working on science and trying to do something useful.
Yeah, you're a former scientist, pal. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be doing that.
You're back on the science, and I'll let her know."
Supposed to lay off that shit.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we have to have a bachelor party.
Yeah, unless you let me throw you a bachelor party.
Yeah. And he doesn't just think to be like, okay, then immediately go to his fiance here, Invisible Woman, and be like, yeah, so Johnny is not letting me not have a bachelor party. Are you okay with that? Because you can still tell him, no, you're not
Right.
throwing a bachelor party for him.
No, granted, he may just do it anyway because he's a douche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, at least try. But whatever.
But
we
also,
see.
You know what? I guess big, what's the fuck? I can't talk now. Fuck, damn it.
Big hands.
Dickus.
No, but like a big tip to Mr. Fantastic here. Johnny doesn't give a shit about you. He wants to throw a bachelor party. Tell him it's all cool and don't show up.
Yeah.
It will be fine, I promise.
That would
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, I guarantee if he never went to that club, Johnny wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Or care.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, here's another problem I have with the film, right? As clunky as the airplane scene was, it at least showed you, here are your four protagonists. Here are the things they can do. Here are their major character traits. Here's,
And drawbacks.
yeah, stuff you need to know about them.
The thing is big.
Yeah. Here's your, now they show you your villain, right? Dr. Doom awakens in something,
Invisible
like a
Woman is a
sarcophagus or something.
Yeah, he's just in a box. I told Tony.
Who is this man? How did he get here?
I told
Like,
Tony at the end of the first movie, Garfield comes and puts him in a box and sends him to
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
No, yeah. Well, just to clarify, the thing is, in the first Fantastic Four movie, because fucking whatever, he gets all kinds of mechanical powers and becomes like a Robo-Man. So they do some kind of maneuver where Johnny becomes like a supernova, and then they cool him really fast. So he freezes as a metal statue
Yep.
that is then thrown in a crate and shipped off back to Latveria.
Yeah.
And so that's, I guess, what
Yep.
this is supposed to be taking from.
All right.
As to how the rest of it happens, I couldn't
Yeah.
fucking tell you.
So the movie it's not exactly a long film. Even just 30 seconds of like vengeful eyes looking out of this box and thinking of a couple things from the movie before, of just showing his defeat or like something that happened to him, just because I didn't see the first movie.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I know it's Doctor Doom because I know a little bit about the Fantastic Four, but I don't know anything about how he got here. I don't know anything about who he is. Just give me something.
And really,
Because
Can I give you my favorite fun fact from the first movie?
what?
His metal mask came from, it's a humanitarian award.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that makes sense. A lot of sense.
They gave him a mask as an award.
I guess.
Okay.
yeah, a creepy looking monster mask.
Yeah.
Now-
Thanks for saving
Yeah.
Latveria.
Best pretend philanthropist. Here's your
Here's
mask.
the mask they used to enslave our people, I
And,
guess.
and the thing is, like, to your point, I would have to assume that the majority of people seeing this movie would not have seen the first one because then they'd know better.
Yeah.
So they should really put in some sort of.
Yeah. I mean, I know to a lot of people that's like seems unnecessary, but just like we're supposed to know the stakes of Doctor Doom being here, but we have no idea who Doctor Doom is or what he's about.
Well, I don't know if you saw the rating for this movie. There are no stakes.
Yeah.
Well, also, I love we don't even like.
That should be on the MPAA warning. Like, this film does not contain stakes.
But I love that we don't even
your
attempt
hopes up.
anything
Nobody
with
dies.
this.
Yeah.
It's not like his Weasley assistant from the first movie is like has him back at Latveria and like they're hooking things up to him.
Yeah.
They're trying to save him from this metal prison, and then he was literally in a box in the back of the closet until I guess the Silver Surfer just was close enough.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Why did they mail him back to Latveria?
Like, why pay that shipping?
I don't know.
Well, like, I assume he was up to something cataclysmically bad in the end of the first movie.
Yeah,
You would think he'd be in the Baxter building, like in a room somewhere with
Or,
a lock
you
on
know,
it, at least.
Did the end fight take place within the borders of the United States in the end of the first movie?
Oh yeah, it was in the middle of New York.
Yeah, you think they would give him, I don't know, to the government? Which, granted, in a superhero movie, you might as well have just set him free. But, you at least get a scene where you see how they saved him, and maybe that will tell you why he's
But
there.
I don't know. In the comic books, anyway, he is like the ruler of Latveria, so therefore he would have like diplomatic immunity and would probably get sent back to.
You think the U.S. respects that shit?
But he does have a Weasley assistant, and he was like the head of a billionaire company, so maybe they.
The U.S. respects that shit.
Yeah, that's the closest I can make. And plus, he's pretty much just trash at this point.
He got extradited for burial.
All right. Anyway.
That was my first thought. It's like, oh, we'll ship him back. He's gonna get lost at sea. Just
if
sink to the bottom of the ocean.
He's
Yeah,
a statue
shit.
now. Maybe they argued. Well,
He was in a room with like a suit of armor. Like,
now he's like now he's ill-gotten war gains or whatever. You can't keep that statue. You stole it from our country.
Oh, fair.
So
It belongs in a museum.
now it's time for Reed Richards' bachelor party.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of problems here. You know, he
First
was
of
told
all, early 2000s all over the fucking place.
Yeah. Yep. So, you know, the ladies are all over Reed Richards, whatever. I'm concerned about what's happening at the bar. Thing goes over, and there's just a random ginger with an afro there.
Yeah.
Like, that's not an accident. That man was put there.
Yes.
Why? Because he's a weird enough looking dude that you're like, something's going to happen here.
Something does happen.
It's character.
What, the thing burps at him?
Yeah, he was there just so that
Just
his
his character
afro
move.
could
Yeah.
floof around in the thing's
I
burp.
guess.
Either that or there's a cut musical number where he sings.
No, it is exactly as John was saying. Now, you
Yeah.
might have been thrown off because they put so little effort into it that his hair barely blew back, but that is exactly why he was there. That is his sole purpose in this
Fair
movie.
enough. All right. So the thing drinks like 3 pitchers of beer because if you're made out of stone, you resist alcohol.
I mean, I've poured a ton of alcohol on rocks before. They did not seem to.
Yeah, I was gonna.
mean-
Is this?
Is his internal organs rocks?
Well, yeah, is this like a coffee
Some of
filter? Is
them.
it just running right
Yeah.
through him?
Those are
somehow?
external. But is his blood rocks?
Yeah.
Is his brain a rock?
Yeah, it's pop rocks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a definite yes on the brain.
Is his blood lava?
It's magma.
Magma. Oh, it's true. It would be magma.
No.
Oh, if he had the shits, that would be just the worst.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He has a tongue, and that's not a rock.
His eyes aren't a rock.
His eyes aren't rocks.
You guys are.
How do you know?
That's true. They just
just don't
maybe
look like
it's
rocks.
like crystalline or whatever. Or,
The whole of him does not look like rocks.
Yeah.
It looks like
I'm gonna tell you this.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, it looks like
does he
Play-Doh.
defecate a stone?
Yeah.
You know how there's all those
Does
things
he
about.
eat rock?
Yeah, it's kidney stones all day, every day.
When he passes those, it's like a pistol going off.
Yeah, you don't care.
There's numerous comments about this movie or that movie. You couldn't make it nowadays. You couldn't make anything from then now. That's just the thing. Like even here, the thing, we are picking it apart because none of it actually makes sense. Back then, they just accepted it. Now we would question it.
Oh no, I had all these questions back
It's a
then.
goofy
Well,
superhero movie. Ultimately,
Some people I'm sure did. But.
when you're watching the movie, like when I'm watching the movie, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I accept.
Yeah, but
your
Joe
premise.
literally isn't. There are plenty of
Yeah.
people like Joe that are just like,
Well,
well,
I
how does
can't-
that work?
I can't handle all the autistics. Okay.
But the
No,
autistics.
which
have
one of
their-
us found that funny too?
Yeah. Regardless,
the other autistic.
you need to remember the autistics, as you call them, are the ones that have the money that are going to buy or not buy those tickets. So
Whatever. I need to put my
No,
safety headgear on.
I'm not going to buy the ticket, regardless of that. Like any of those answers to that question, I'm still not buying it.
well, my point is that you have to.
Yeah. You have adhered your fruit by the foot wrapper to your headphones.
I would
now.
like you to stop judging me. You fucking,
I would like to, but you keep
you fucking
you keep
autist.
submitting cases before this court. You just keep entering evidence.
Well,
So,
Why do birds?
Sorry,
what?
okay. So this goes exactly how you think it would go. The army shows up to interrupt the fun times.
with the wife.
And well, yes. First off, they go to the Baxter Building, and the only person there is the holographic assistant and Sue Storm. And they're like, "I'm sorry, you're both women. Can we go talk to someone useful?"
we do get another show of Reed Richards' powers. Very briefly.
Oh yeah, he's doing the stretchy dance.
It's the worst.
Yeah, he wore his stretchy clothes to the to the
Yeah,
club.
what's up with that? Like, I know in the comics he creates the unstable molecule fabric, whatever.
I guess he
like-
makes a whole wardrobe of it.
Yeah,
Again.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
See, if the movie was just people asking them these questions and them answering it, I would be so much more interested.
I can accept the rocks,
I-
but
see,
this is.
I
it's a
just want to
bridge
see
too
the
far.
thing where he's talking about, like, you know, we have those unstable molecules or whatever that they put into their suits, and then you see, like, he put it in all their laundry detergent or something, so just everything now does that.
So,
Sure, why not?
in a better Fantastic Four movie, The Incredibles, we get a whole character explaining how their suits work, and it's awesome.
Fair. And in the comics, they
Joe,
explain it
there
too.
you go.
Oh, crap, we got Anatomy of the Thing. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I got... Oh, his
let me.
rib cage is a disaster.
It even answers your three fingers question.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does say they
Read
fuse
it-
together.
Read it out to the group.
They've atrophied.
Well,
They're actually mostly muscle.
God, his hand is awful.
He doesn't have bones.
Yeah. So his bones are weird as all
so
get
he
out.
cannot lift or manipulate objects. It
Yeah,
really
his-
is just clobbering time.
His sternum is like a circle, and his ribs are just kind of like like all around it.
What?
Yeah, his hand has the bones have kind of just atrophied away. I guess what's happening here is his body has gotten used to just having an exoskeleton now, and his internal structure is whittling away.
So he's a turtle.
He looks like one of those toys from way back when, where it's like a monster autopsy.
And his eyes are rocks, and the inside of his mouth.
Rock, metal, acid.
So I guess it's more of a situation where it was simply they could only go so far, with makeup on an actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whereas in the comic, it's a little more.
He has hydrostatic muscles.
Again, that is something of a plus for the
Hydrostat?
Fan
Is
Four
that
Stick
like-
movie.
It just pumps blood to move.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'd get tired so fast.
I mean,
Me too.
this is an answer.
Well,
At the end of
I'm
the
sure that there's a different diagram that
Yeah.
was done.
At the end of the day, if you want the real answer, there is none. It's
Yeah.
not humanly possible. This is a fantasy.
I mean, I like the thought that person put into
Oh, yeah.
it. Of
here's the thing. Now Joe's gonna go home and lay his head on his pillow, and the ghost of Stan Lee is gonna lie down next to me, like, "So you don't like the Thing, huh?"
I'm gonna have so many questions.
He's gonna put a cigar out on your chest.
I can tell you some of the answers. Like, oh, these are some interesting thoughts. Back then we were worried because Hitler was wrecking the place, so we were a bit distracted.
I was trying to make the kids not afraid of dying.
Yeah, I was trying to lift up the spirit of the little kids. I didn't think about whether or not the thing had genitals. I apologize.
Oh, after he's trapped in my dream catcher, I'm going to have a lot of questions for the ghost of Stanley.
How long before he becomes Freddy Krueger?
He's going to sidestep it and throw Jack Kirby's ghost into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never catch me.
Anyway, when the army shows up and some bullshit
Yeah.
happens, I don't know. They're like, get out of here, women.
So, yeah, they're like, we want to talk to Dr. Richards, not you.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll go to the club where he is. And, they go in. And, of course, by this point, Reed Richards has women all over him and is doing a stretchy dance.
Like most ex-scientists would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, ex-scientists hot.
Oh, yeah. That Neil deGrasse Tyson is swimming in it.
I guess in fairness, these people are attracted to the sponsor money that Johnny Storm spent
Fair
to
enough.
purchase that.
And I mean, your Griffin is he's a handsome guy.
He's not an ugly man by any means.
Ian Griffin. But also, yes, these are, just to clarify though, these are not exotic dancers.
No.
They're just prostitutes.
They're
These are
whores.
escorts.
Just hot.
Yeah.
They're
Or
just,
sluts.
They're just sluts.
Or sluts. Possible sluts.
They don't get paid.
They're
Yes.
just club
Yeah.
sluts. Well, they get
And-
paid eventually.
And they might have been interested in the sponsor money, but I think they were more interested later after he was explaining the universe and they saw how much all his fingers could stretch at once. I think that's what really did it.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Little do they know. The stretchy penis sounds like a good idea till you realize that you do not have force field powers to stop it
Right.
from reaching a terminal area.
Nor does your body have enough blood to keep it hard.
Yeah. It's as rubbery as it looks. I mean, it's long, but
Yeah. Regardless of what they were, before they went into the equation, they were hookers at the end because they died.
Yeah. Your body.
Wow.
Your body
That
is.
got dark.
Using Archer logic.
Your body is how much blood it is? Is it like a couple of soda
No,
bottles or
Mr. Fantastic has stretchy blood.
stretchy blood? Okay, unstable molecule blood. Got it.
Everything else can stretch, so can the blood.
yeah, why not?
The
I can stretch.
RBCs, the
I can
rubber
stretch
blood
my
cells.
blood, except the white cells.
I would like once in this movie for him to do like in Venture Brothers what the Mr. Fantastic ripoff did there, where he at one point he just got mad at everyone, so he just expanded like a balloon and just pushed everyone out of the room.
That would be nice.
But anyway,
So
Might not be a bad time to use it here because
Yeah.
the army shows up with Sue.
there's all like, here's some bullshit. We need you to build a device to track this
You're like,
bullshit.
wah wah, bachelor party's ruined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, see, this is the kind of shit that annoys me the most because they show, like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, the military guys, like, I can't believe, these people are enjoying themselves at a club.
Yeah,
And Sue Storm's like, really? At your bachelor party, you're dancing with women all clothed and everything? Like, what? What?
How dare you?
dare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Women
the
are
most
hot.
mild thing that's ever happened at a bachelor
well,
party. Like,
that's basically what she says to him in the
yeah,
scene
we do
after.
get there.
No,
What?
I had a very mild bachelor party. Not for myself.
Oh.
For one of my relatives. We went to a pizza restaurant and we ate pizza.
Yeah, I've been to milder bachelor parties.
Yeah,
But
I
you know what I
mean,
mean. This is
I had
this is
a-
not.
But
Yes.
not for Mr.
At
fucking
least one
Fantastic.
milder bachelor party. Yes, and you also have to remember that the Fantastic Four is essentially the Full House of the Marvel
Yes,
universe. So it's just like,
especially here. Yeah.
yeah, it's just.
I will say straight up though, regardless of results and whatnot, that one, I don't know if it counted as your bachelor party, but that one night in Oklahoma where it was, your brother Brian, Matt, and I playing Mario Kart projected on a wall and building Lego sets.
That's
and
pretty dope.
That was a really fun night. Like that was one of the most fun nights I ever had.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, okay. Oh,
That was just us dorking out hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
No reason we can't do that again.
Wolverine wants to be anywhere but there. John has shown us a picture of the Thing looking like he's about to do some sort of dirty sex act to Wolverine.
Well, he's also getting his skin peeled off.
Yeah.
He looks like he's popping mushrooms.
Oh, no, that's right. He is. Yeah. Never mind. That's not a dirty sex act.
Yeah.
That's
Peeling whose skin off?
Well,
That's
that
some
is
Hellraiser
what I was
shit.
questioning. I'm guessing it's supposed to be kind of mimicking when Wolverine got all the adamantium
that looked
pulled
like
off his
a
body.
Magneto hand, but it's probably not.
It's got to be like
It
Jean
could be.
Grey or something, right? Because it's pulling the rocks. Is that the
I don't
skin?
know. It's purple. It might be Kang.
Is there like a Rocknedo?
yeah.
Rocknedo.
Well, there is
Yeah.
like gravity and stuff, but I don't
Oh,
know
he's
how
like,
it would-
is there a lot of minerals in your rock skin? You know, you get some of that metal in
I
there.
don't know.
I mean, that makes more sense than half the shit Magneto can do with his magnet powers.
fair.
But anyway,
Master of Magnet.
yeah. So they're like, "You want a bunch of exposition?" And we're like, "No, but too bad."
Here it comes.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're like, there's an asteroid or something flying around. Ben, what do you think about this? He's like, it's giving off a lot of power or something. I don't know. They're like, look, army guy, I got to get married.
All right, a few things
Yeah.
here. Number one, I'm surprised this didn't come up because they're looking very closely at these pictures and determining that they're not asteroids or
Yeah.
whatever and so on. And like even as brief as they go by, it's clear that at least one of them made it notable that it's a person there. No one seemed to catch that. So maybe that was just a deleted scene. I don't know. But then also, yeah, like
The guy, the enhanced guy, was not there that day.
Yeah, oh, okay. But the other thing is, yeah, just like it's supposed to be this great moment of like, you know, Reed Richards being like, no, we can't do this because I'm getting married Saturday. And like, I get that, but at the same time, you know, the world might end. So you could probably give him a couple hours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Help him out a little bit.
yeah, can we have just like a little more stakes near or something? Could like have the general be like, you want me to go get a subpoena? Like, you know, you want me to have a team come and get you? Like, you know,
Or a
you're
team-
putting your wedding on hold. Like,
team come and help you so this is done before Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
or-
well, that's but that's the other thing. And like, you know, jumping ahead a bit, but like, he just ends up doing it anyway, and then we still get more of this bullshit of
Yeah.
like he's doing it behind Sue's back. How about just be like, hey, Sue, I promise, I'm telling him right now, Saturday is us. It's all about
Yeah.
us, nothing else. Till then, I got to help with this because you know the world could explode. Why does it have to be
Yeah.
this bullshit?
or
I
you know,
don't
have him do something. Be like, all right, you know, we'll go along with you, but like our wedding's on Uncle Sam now or something like that, and then he could be like, hey, look what I did. It saved us
Yeah.
some money. That Baxter building ain't cheap. We can get a jet now.
That works.
a real
so-
one, not the shit I've been working on.
Oh yeah, in a
First-
previous
first
scene
class
we did.
tickets to a honeymoon somewhere or something.
In the previous scene, we did see that Reed is working on something that Johnny's interested in, but he's like, "Oh, it's probably some boring science crap." And I'm like, "No, Johnny, it's so much worse.
Yeah, it's
Be glad you could fly on your own."
shaped like a big turd.
Well, because that's, and this is one of the things I did read is they were like, I'm sure Fantastic Four fans are going to be excited for the Fantastic Car.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that's the one thing where the producer was like, "Nope, we can't fuck with that. We got to keep that."
I want to say you're right, except I'm pretty sure the old Fantastic Car didn't have Dodge Ram on the front.
Well,
so,
yeah, I mean,
like, concessions were made.
we'll get to that when it shows up. So.
I demand Wonder
Yeah.
Woman fly her invisible jet.
So they literally put their country on hold and go, you know, to have their wedding. And then you see there's this blonde army girl there, and I'm just like, fuck. You know, I know you are there
right.
for no reason other than to succumb to the terrible, terrible wiles of Johnny Storm. And I know that it's eventually going to work because we're not in the 2010s yet. The girls don't have the agency to say no. Like, it has to work still. So I'm just like, fuck. So
Well,
What's that?
she is. I think she was also meant to be set up for the third movie because she is a character, a Marvel character.
Sure.
She becomes Nova. It's a thing.
Sure.
But yeah, I believe like he hits on her like twice. She shoots him down, and then she's just waiting for him outside the open public showers, wherever the fuck that was.
Sure. All right. So
It's on the military base.
Sure.
So meanwhile,
They have showers that just lead to like
Yeah,
the main
right.
office room,
Yeah.
not like a locker room, nothing.
Yeah.
he straight up
Just
just
like
took
in
a
Top Gun.
shower in the public bathroom,
Yeah.
just like stripped down and
just
like
said,
grabbed
yeah.
the bar of soap and used the
Because he
sink.
knew that's the bathroom right around from her office.
Yep.
Just took a hobo shower.
Yeah, did it in the ladies' room nonetheless. So anyway, now we cut to Latvia where Doctor Doom is being cut out of his mask. And then he's like, hurry up, you're going too slow. And then just kills the guy that cut him out of his mask.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, you're an asshole. Like,
does that make you cool or something?
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
understand how
I'm
that-
not afraid of you. I just
No.
don't like you.
You still sound like a bitch and
Yeah.
kill the guy like a bitch.
And I don't know, maybe it's explained in the first movie, but like one
No.
big problem I have with Doctor Doom is like, what does Doctor Doom do? Like, what's his power? And you're just like, he's a guy, he's metal, and he shoots,
Yeah, he's
he
got,
shoots
like,
energy.
electric.
Wow.
He's basically evil Iron Man. That's
Yeah.
why
Well,
the whole
it's-
Robert Downey Jr. thing is so.
Yeah, no,
fucking-
that's great.
But in like almost all the media where I see Doctor Doom, it's never really. It's just he does stuff.
They don't know what to do
Well, yeah,
with it.
'cause- well, here's the problem. Doctor Doom is one of those characters. Also, he is the grandfather of villains.
Yeah.
So he's been around so long that like every possible iteration or story or whatever is glued onto him.
Yeah.
So he is just a man who built an armored suit, kind of like Iron Man, but then he burnt his face. He's also since gone to hell. Learned magic powers.
Yep.
The original
invented
origin
time
story.
travel.
He was so eager to put on his power suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
He didn't
couldn't
let it
wait
cool
for
down.
it to cool off
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
It got burned onto him.
Apparently, he put it together too while it was still hot. Like,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I'm like
again,
that
so-
with biscuits.
Doctor Doom can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
In the context of this movie, it is said that like the same power or the same thing that gave them their powers gave him electrical powers and turned him metal.
all right.
Is
Yeah.
Palpatine.
The
Sure.
Yeah, I remember I watched one of those like death battle YouTube shows where they had Doctor Doom fight someone. I think it was Darth Vader or something like that. And I just remember feeling embarrassed for the writers. Because I'm just it felt like a little kid being like, he could cut through anything and he could go anywhere at any time and he can't die and I'm just like,
I mean, to be fair,
Fuck
that's how they do Darth Vader too.
yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Well, because they're both suffering from the same problem of like they've been around so long and people just keep building on them rather than do anything with them.
Yeah.
It's like, let's not have like a cool story where he has to figure something out for and use his fucking brain. No, let's just have him learn a new power and now he can make 8 lightsabers come out of his ass and spin around him at all times.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. Just
Well,
stop.
he fires lightsabers out of his ass like a
think
blaster.
A lot
Oh,
of the,
I'm sure it's both. I'm sure it's both.
like a lot of, if I remember, a lot of the classic Doctor Doom stories, he's like outsmarting the Fantastic Four
Yeah.
more than anything else.
Yes.
And that's like where he really
Well,
shines.
that's again.
where
It
he's like-
started with he just built like an Iron Man like suit.
Yeah.
But then he at some point found out about magic, so he learned magic. Then I get his he went to hell because his mother died, or something. If you, I don't know if anyone else remember. Okay,
That's
but yes,
getting too far into the
yeah, he went to hell to talk to his mother and learned demonic abilities or something. So like, yeah, it's just they keep adding more bullshit.
Turns out
Yeah.
Like,
it was Agatha all along.
I probably was.
So
That was actually surprisingly entertaining.
Great.
now
Save
It's
that
their-
for a different episode.
it's their wedding day. I don't remember what happened. I just wrote Johnny sucks,
Yeah.
and it's their wedding.
That's
day.
pretty much what happened.
This is
Stan
where
Lee
the-
can't get in.
Yeah, I was going to say that's where the cameo is.
Yep. I mean, as far as Stan Lee cameos go, that's not that great, but it's one of the higher points of the film.
Should be on the list.
I think it's actually one of the better ones. You know how Jack Kirby felt.
Do you know how much I sacrificed?
So,
Yeah, Willem Dafoe freak out.
yeah, and Invisible Woman's getting ready for her wedding. She makes a zit invisible.
Ugh.
She's talking to I forget her name, but it's Alicia, yeah, Thing's girlfriend, who's blind, but they don't really tell you any of that.
They tell you in the first movie.
Yeah. So again, you know, they make it fairly clear that you can guess, like, why is she not looking at her? Oh, okay, she's blind.
She keeps tripping over shit and walking into walls.
And yeah, so now she goes off to, Alicia goes off to talk to Johnny and the Thing or whatever.
Socks don't match.
Yeah. I stopped writing down what was happening. But apparently
she has a very touching adult conversation about where the relationship is going with the Thing. Turns out to be a bust of like Beethoven.
Yeah.
Shirts on backwards.
So we find out that, Reed Richards over here has built a satellite for the government, even though he said he wasn't going to. And then, Ben Grimm comes in and he's like, oh, you got to get married in an hour. And he's like, I got to get married in an hour. And he becomes flaccid. And so the Thing drags him off. And
so y'all have been acting married this whole time. What is, other than signing paperwork, what is changing for you?
And
jokes, Rob, jokes. Weren't you laughing? Weren't you rolling in the aisles?
Yeah.
You know what? I was actually. Yeah, I was.
And so
I must have forgot that part.
We get some horn talk between Thing and Johnny Storm here. He's like, "How do you do it?" And I'm like, "Okay,
let me show you."
He has asked Thing that every day, and by this point, he has worn Thing down. He already knows.
Yeah.
But if you put that in your movie, I do want to know, 'cause
yeah,
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
So Thing should have held him down on the counter and just fucked him right there.
Yeah. You
make it fit?
Did Mr. Fantastic make some sort of prosthetic? Like, I don't know.
It's like a
no, he's just got a fucking stalagmite down there.
But I'm thinking more for her protection. I don't know.
That's easy. She bought herself some bad dragons and worked up to it.
Also, you know what? Fuck Johnny, because he doesn't really care. Otherwise, the first thing he would have done when he became the Thing is looked in those pants, see what's going on.
I mean, it's like it's basically like putting a Yankee Candle in there.
Yeah, but the Thing's just like, how dare you? That's private, and gets mad and goes running at him. And
it wasn't until after Johnny said he's just concerned for her safety.
Yeah,
because he wouldn't want her to die in a rock slide.
Yes, yeah, and I'm like, he says that to you every day.
Oh yeah,
every day.
Yeah. But they're like fucking Tom and Jerry. So,
so now.
Well, it's just like this. I say the same things to Matt all the time.
Yeah.
And every time he still gets upset.
And it's just as funny.
Yeah.
It's just like throwing sand in your face.
But when he turns into a rock monster and runs at you, he falls over something or impales himself on a pencil.
You mean when he falls and gets a rock in his face? Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, now we're at the wedding ceremony, and this is common in every movie, but I always have to point it out. If the helicopter's 50 feet away from the ceremony, all you're hearing is and there's 3 or 4 of them, and it's just
torrential wind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's blowing everything around. That's not how helicopters work. They fly higher than this movie. Film a shot upwards for once.
I love you so much.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Also, Reverend Brian Posehn.
Yeah, okay.
Just out of nowhere, off the top
this
rope.
was when Brian Posehn was a thing. It was
not just that, but he's still a thing, but he's also routinely a writer for Marvel Comics.
At this point, he's just a thing.
Never loving Blue-Eyed Thing.
Yeah, I'm just Brian Posehn now.
Now, just cast him as the Thing. And he's got to be the Thing in some sketch somewhere. That has to have happened.
Ow, don't hit me.
All right, so a helicopter does a run in the middle of their wedding. Again, that would just be like, but it's like that for like 2 seconds, and then the helicopter flies away, so they turn the sound off. You know, Reed Richards is checking his PDA during the wedding instead of having an assistant do that. Like, I guess he's an ex-scientist, so he doesn't have interns anymore.
Well, yeah, his assistant is the computer.
His assistant is his wife.
Yeah,
or that. But like, this is again where I'm also kind of, you know, a little on his side, because it's not just like I'm just checking my PDA.
Yeah.
It seems to be flashing, you're going to die. So like, that's kind of a reason to check in.
I don't know.
It's no Silver Surfer's there.
He can
Basically.
give himself extra fingers. Can he not just give himself extra eyes?
Yeah, I don't. Can he
No,
leave
only
a little trail of himself into the lab?
Yeah.
That would be
He could
gross
definitely-
though if he split his eye and then had like 2 smaller eyes and just like stretched the retina.
Like have his toes stretch out all the way back behind him, and like they can manipulate things in the lab.
Yeah.
Press buttons. And
Maybe
stuff.
he's got like a telegraph tapping him on the toe to let him know what's going on.
Yeah, like you could have like Braille on the keys
Indeed.
or something.
So-
I wonder.
Or he could just say, "Oh, hey, honey, guess what? The world's in danger."
Yeah. So I'm not saying he's wrong, but I just hate that trope of like, oh, the scientist at his wedding, he's
Yeah.
is too busy. Oh,
But yeah, I am now thinking.
That's what this movie is all about.
Yeah.
Is tropes and
You
stereotypes.
close your eye, you draw an eyeball on your eyelid, and then you have your eye
yeah.
go down.
Come out your butt.
At his wedding, he's wearing those glasses
Yeah,
that
those,
have
like,
the open eyes on them.
Weird, offensive Chinese eyes.
Yes.
I didn't have to go right there.
Because
but
that's
all right.
funnier.
So,
Mhm.
this, bottom line, the Silver Surfer is showing up to crash their wedding.
Yeah.
And he causes a power outage where he goes, which turns off a helicopter. That's not how anything works, but sure.
Well, it's the electrical system in the helicopter.
I mean, if we're going on the premise that he's sucking the energy out of things,
Yep.
I suppose that could stall the
He's
engine.
Well, then
he's
the
a,
blades
yeah, he's
would
a
stop
living
spinning.
EMP. Like,
I think though, if you EMP a helicopter, like I don't think they're fly by wire.
But I'm not. But I don't think
And
we're
like-
talking EMP like electromagnetic. I think it's just like just the energy of whatever's like whatever force is going. He just takes it, and it's just gone now.
I guess.
I think
so.
he flew through a bus and then slid out under his board and then back over his board. So whatever they want to say
Yeah.
is happening.
He,
I can't fucking fight it.
He
so-
magically put a bag of sugar in the
He's
helicopter's
got
gas
Yeah.
tank.
You put a potato in the tailpipe. and-
Yeah. So, all right, this helicopter's crashing, and like everyone on this roof is dead.
Yeah.
Like I'll accept that Sue Storm put up a force field that contained a helicopter's explosion, but like in real life, if a helicopter crashes like this, like it's a violent, ugly affair.
Well, again, I'm sorry to keep getting into spoilers, but there's a reason we have a whole new group of Japanese people at their wedding at the end of
Yeah.
this movie.
Yep.
Because all these people did not make it out
I'm
alive.
pretty sure they're Chinese people.
I'm sorry, Chinese. Was it in China?
No,
no,
it was
in
a
Japan.
Japanese wedding done in China.
Yeah, well,
I
they were at the Great Wall. That's all
Yeah.
I know.
it's
Like the end
Oriental.
It was
I don't-
Oriental, yeah.
I don't know.
Asian.
I don't remember.
Oriental. We gotta go offensive, Rick.
I mean, I guess.
Offensive
Yeah, I
as
guess.
possible.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry, I missed that.
Maybe when they made the movie, they didn't know.
Yeah. So
But it was definitely the Great Wall where the final battle is taking place. So
the thing has to grab onto the tail of this helicopter and get smacked in the face with the tail rotor a bunch
Which
of
is
times.
stupid. They
'cause that's
wait
funny.
so long to deal with this helicopter. Like,
Yeah.
they could have dealt with it as soon as they saw it falling. Mm-hmm. But they waited until it had destroyed all of the chairs.
The thing could have caught it.
He absolutely could have. Or Reed Richards could
know,
have wound
anything.
his arms
Yeah,
around
again,
the rotors or
I
whatever.
think this is the problem with the movie, and kind of to get to what you're talking about before of like it needs to be quick. All of this movie is like drawing everything out. Like
So is this podcast.
Yeah.
This is true. We do
But
need to-
but it's making your heroes look feckless.
yeah,
right.
oh yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
kind of
Again-
the standard for Fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
They do nothing.
Yep.
And it doesn't
All
even
right.
change in Multiverse of Madness.
So now Reed's like, Johnny, go get him. And Johnny's like, oh, but this is an expensive suit. Flame on. And we get a lame chase. The only cool thing I liked was how the Silver Surfer did go like face down through his board and pop out the other end to look behind him. Like that looked kind of cool, but like other than that, I'm like this is a boring chase that's clearly not happening.
Right.
And not exciting.
Two cartoons are flying after each other.
And then eventually
Not cartoon background.
the Silver Surfer like grabs him in like a choke slam and brings him up to space. And it's just like, there you go.
Yeah.
Then left. And I'm like, all right, that's a pretty good way of solving that problem.
There's no oxygen. You can't burn anymore.
And he eventually is able to reignite himself before he crashes, but he ends up in a tent under a camel
crashes.
somewhere. The camel didn't even have the decency to piss on him
Or spit.
or spit.
I mean, yeah, maybe they just cut that part out.
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't a Michael Bay movie, so.
So
Now
now
done like a racist accent and then pissed on him.
the Silver Surfer summons Galactus. And then we cut back to Sue squishing her fiance in a force field. And she's upset because they can't have normal lives. And he's like, you turn invisible. I can stretch. Normal lives right out the window. But that's not what he says to her.
It's like,
That's what he should have said.
What if
Yeah.
you don't turn invisible and I don't stretch, and then we just go live somewhere?
I believe that
let
is
the
what
world
he
end.
says here.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, fuck everything, fuck our responsibilities, fuck our powers.
Yeah.
Johnny and Ben can
Well,
do things
I don't have no
Not-
Uncle
not
Ben.
yet.
He didn't give me no speech. Fuck that.
Because we have to fuck around first.
Oh, wow.
Because we have to
Yeah.
stretch it out.
It goes
Yeah.
without saying.
Yeah, and I am kind of trying to speed things
Yeah.
along
So
earlier.
Johnny, like, he goes up to the roof, catches fire, and falls off the tower. So then Sue, like, goes downstairs real fast to, like, help him, touches him, and lights on fire and flies up in the air. They're switching powers. Johnny's invisible now. Why is this a thing? It just is. Just because they thought it'd be funny.
Well, also
And so they could become Super Skrull later.
yeah, I was gonna say because I'm sure at one point the Super Skrulls were probably gonna be in this or the next movie, but that didn't happen. So they just, as things got whittled down.
Super scroll.
It's an alien
Well, you're
race.
all-
There's one of them that has all four of the Fantastic Four's powers.
Well,
Okay.
except it's actually not four. But
Well, yeah, but it has the four powers.
similar, but different.
Close enough.
For my purposes,
The scroll.
I understand.
Yeah, they're a shape-shifting race that can copy powers, and they get the ability to copy multiple powers at some point.
And, fun fact: not that we get to see it in the MCU, unfortunately, but in the original Secret Invasion, a bunch of them show up with like just a hodgepodge of different abilities. So you'll have like one shows up with the Cyclops laser beam eyes, but he might also have Wolverine claws and like all kinds of crazy shit.
According to Wikipedia,
Yeah.
the Super Skull is a character appearing in American comic books. In Marvel Comics, generally as an enemy of the Fantastic Four, whose collective powers he possesses.
Okay,
It's one specific scroll has that ability.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
So anyway, I read my Marvel cards.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to go on.
Yeah.
Is those fucking old Marvel collector cards.
So this whole scene's just an excuse to burn Jessica Alba's clothes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which is pointless. Because you don't see anything.
Yeah.
It's, just not- it's like,
We get to see her bare shoulders.
yep. So
That was the thing at the time. I was like, we're edgy and it's Jessica Alba. You get to see her skin as much as we can show in a PG movie.
yeah.
That's
She goes, why does this always happen to me? Did she get like naked in the first one
Yep.
too?
because you're
Yep.
Oh, okay.
you're Jessica Alba. Literally every movie you're in, your clothes get ripped off. Like it's just
well, not every movie, but Every one of these movies,
Enough
for
of
sure.
them.
I think I can name 5 where that happens.
Then you go to the next theater over, and you just see Megan Fox literally
Like-
stretching her ass all over the
Yeah.
camera. Just like, all right, well,
Again, different people, different styles.
Transformers.
Oh yeah. Also, though, one of the things I didn't mention before, but the Tim Story apparently was like directing them to be this hammy and bad, and supposedly told her like multiple times, like, you know, don't make it look so real. Like, don't you look ugly when you cry like that? Just pretty cry. So
Pretty cry.
Yeah.
Did she
yeah.
cry at all? Oh,
Yeah.
when?
A couple points. I think, like, yeah, I imagined at the very end, and I think at one point she's, you know, tearing up because of,
She
you know,
got
the,
run through.
Yeah, whatever point it was with the, but no, well, before that, like the, you know, a lot of the, we can never have normal lives and blah.
Yeah,
blah, blah.
when the Silver Surfer, when he's captured and she's talking to him. Anyway,
Pretty cry.
Anyway,
yeah, obviously we haven't mentioned it, but the acting is terrible in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta remember that for my wife, though.
pretty cry.
Yeah, hey, honey, could you just pretty cry, please?
And you got to add
Prepare
in the
to
last
be-
bit of, we can add the tears in with CGI later.
Yeah, well,
and then prepare to be elbowed into sternum
Oh, yeah.
/ crotch.
it's pretty much, you know, just.
And you get to see Rob Ugly cry.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, every day is pretty much just us taking turns.
So,
Shambles around.
so now we find out that in the lab that Johnny Storm can change powers by touching people. So of course the Thing smartly runs over and switches powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
it's like a
you're-
bitch.
It's Michael Chiklis. So I guess
Put it back.
Yeah.
Put it back.
I guess you don't get Rock hair as the Thing, but I thought it would have been funny if he looked at the mirror and he's like freaking out, and then his hair just like cracked and fell off or something.
That might have been nice.
Yeah.
Or if it was like that that thing we looked at before, and he turns back into Michael Chiklis, but his insides and his bones are all atrophied.
Yeah.
He just crumples to the floor.
That would suck.
Like a
He has a
like when
literal
you whip
barrel
a
chest.
skeleton in Castlevania, just
He just looks like that that ginger from RoboCop. Just fucking melting.
just getting run over by an SUX 6000. So anyway,
That is another one that really raises some questions of like where does the hair come? Like, how does that work? I don't know.
yeah, I was gonna ask, but then I'm like, no, Michael Chiklis is bald. There was never hair to begin with.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, but I was also like, but he does still have eyebrows.
Yeah, true.
Where does that go? What?
I don't know.
Anywho.
Either way, now they're like, Johnny, you can't touch anybody. Now Reed goes over to talk to Sue Storm and is like, all right, we'll just, after this blows over, we'll just leave the team. We'll retire. We'll, start a family, and, Ben and Johnny can figure it out. And of course, Johnny overhears this and he's like, I am going to blow this out of proportions.
Oh yeah.
Because he witnesses
The most
what he does.
inappropriate time.
he witnesses the conception of the idea, and he's like, when were they going to tell us? How dare they?
Now we're the fan 2 stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys thought of this 5 hours ago. When were you going to tell us?
And now we cut to the Doomcopter flying over a giant crater in Antarctica or something. And Doom attempts some diplomacy on the Silver Surfer, who is coming out of this crater.
For like a minute.
Yeah, and he's
He doesn't have a lot of patience.
No.
and then
Well, Surfer turns his back on him and is,
Yeah.
gonna walk away from him while he's still trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, so you
that's just
shoot him.
rude.
You just shoot him.
he's
You
like,
try to talk to someone, if they're the slightest bit rude, you shoot them in the back. It's-
you appear to be liquid metal, and I have electrofuck powers, so let's give this a go. Silver Surfer's like, how about I blast you through a wall and cure your condition? Just, my powers do weird
Win-win.
stuff, man. I don't know.
Because convenience.
Yeah. How dare you backstab me? I will improve the quality of your life.
I don't know what Silver Surfer's actual power set is.
Yeah, and then he
Cosmic
just
ray.
flies
He
off.
wields phenomenal cosmic
I
power.
think
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
just cosmic energy.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's You could argue because it's cosmic energy, it's the same thing that gave him his powers. It could potentially take it away and whatever. And
He's 13 billion years old.
yeah, sure.
Flight, immortality, superhuman strength.
If he's 13 billion years old, that kind of eradicates his excuse for serving Galactus
I forget.
to save his world.
Does that make him older than the universe? I forget.
I don't know if it makes him older than the universe, but I'm very confident it makes him older than the civilization he's supposedly trying to protect.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Billions of years old?
Yeah, I mean, like...
He said that he's serving Galactus because it's sparing his world from being destroyed. For billions of years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure nobody is left on that planet.
Yeah.
Based on...
How long civilizations last.
Earth in its totality is like 4.6 billion years old.
Immortal, like your civilization.
We don't know if he's immortal.
If he's
Well,
a
he
billion
is,
years
but
old,
we don't know
what's
if
to
he's
say his
naturally
wife
immortal.
is not? Well, yeah, but you don't know. So why are you assuming you know?
I don't know. I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it.
It's.
I mean, I get what
I'm
you're saying.
with Brick,
but,
and
like,
I don't buy it. But
if
yeah,
you don't
I
buy
can't
it, that's
say
one
for
thing,
certain.
But you can't say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, according to the wiki page, he gave himself up to servitude to Galactus to spare his homeworld.
Yes.
So it could just be like Galactus is like, okay, you're just mine now.
Yep.
It doesn't say anything about a lover in this.
Yeah.
Other than in like alternate versions of the character. So
Yeah.
it could just be like, yeah, you're mine now. Yeah, your planet is gonna die off naturally.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it could also be, his planet is still around regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like however long the civilization lasts or grew or what outgrew or
Yeah.
he's just like, I'll give it up if you leave this alone. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
or he could just be from an alien race that is immortal.
I mean,
in the alternate continuity, his lover is depicted as joining him as the second Silver Surfer.
yeah, let's not.
Sounds awful.
Again, the longer you go, the more bullshit they just had.
I am not going to be happy till we use CGI to make the Silver Surfer Bodhi from Point Break to Silver Swayze.
Silver Surfer.
He flies through space, finding each planet's equivalent to Keanu Reeves, and kicks him right in the chest.
Okay.
Anyway,
Probably get
So-
Keanu to sign on to that.
yeah.
I'll warn you right now. I'm pretty sure there's whatever we're getting into now with the Venom movies. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be resolved when Spider-Man becomes, I believe, the Captain Cosmic again, then gets Venom's powers back, and then gets Mjolnir and some other bullshit.
This
to
is why I
defeat
don't
him.
read the comics.
Yes, the longer you go,
Yeah.
the more bullshit we'll add.
So, now Reed has figured out that the Silver Surfer there's a numerical pattern to his bullshit. We're not going to explain how that pattern is figured out or like why it tells where it is. It just does.
I believe at one point
You
it
saw
does
the
say E equals MC square on the screen.
Yeah,
So,
You've seen the
science.
Da Vinci Code. You know how this shit
The formula
works.
involved in eigenstate.
Yeah.
There you go.
So London is getting cratered next. So
Sources, I made it the fuck up.
So the cratering of London causes, I believe it's called the Millennium Wheel, to start falling over.
Yeah.
And they use their powers in standard bullshit ways to contain the wheel from falling over.
Barely.
Which is one of Yu-Gi-Oh's Millennium items.
The Millennium Wheel.
The Millennium Wheel.
Is there a millennium?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, like, they're immediately like, we got to save these people's lives. And the general's like, you fucked up. You fucked everything up. That was terrible. I don't want to work with you anymore. I got Dr. Doom.
Taking my ball and going home.
His name's Victor Von Doom. That's a man I can trust.
Yeah.
I don't know the circumstances of the first Fantastic Four movie, but did the world find out this guy was evil, or was
Yeah.
it contained?
Well, yeah. They were teaming up with a guy called Terrible Von Kill Rapist, and they were like, he seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be
Fried
fair, it was kind of more minor, I suppose. Basically, The whole team went up into space on the space station. They got
Yeah.
hit with cosmic rays. They come back, now they got powers. That. The 4 of them are like cool and doing things, and they're
Yep.
trying to slowly become a team. Meanwhile, Doom is like, oh wait, if I like take away their powers and possibly gain them to myself, I can be cooler and then be unstoppable.
But
and
he mostly just wanted to bang Jessica Alba, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that
the
was
whole
a
thing?
big
Yeah.
part of it. But yeah, that was kind of a he tried to steal their powers, and I think he tried to kill Reed Richards. And when Jessica Alba was like, "I'm not gonna sleep with you," he's like, "I'm gonna kill you too." And then there was a big battle somewhere in New York, and they turned him into a statue. So I suppose none of that's necessarily enough for the military to be like, we can't work with you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, so this scene, the general. Go ahead, Tony.
I don't want to be too mean, but I just want to point out I just summed up the entire first movie before we got through the second one.
Yep.
Anyway.
So the general, he's like, how dare you try to save civilians?
Right.
I know that you can tell where he's going to go next, and we can simply just pick an area where we won't have to worry about, either won't have to worry about rescuing civilians, or we could evacuate that area ahead of time. I'm instead going to blame you for everything and bring in Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm. Also, all this is just on the fact that when they were trying to do their thing, at one point Johnny Storm fucked up and accidentally hit into Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They still saved everybody.
Yep. They recovered pretty nicely.
Yeah. And I would dare say if Johnny didn't make that error, Silver Surfer still would have gotten away.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, Dr. Doom, he's here. He's like, oh, I'm here. I'm cool. I got information. Check it out. The power comes from his surfboard, not from him. So if we separate him from his board, we'll, we could take him out. At this point, I wrote in my notes, why does the thing have 3 fingers? Because I just realized and it started bothering the crap out of me. I like the picture John showed me, his explanation of that.
And now you know when it skeeves you out.
Mm-hmm. And like, Dr. Doom is clearly up to something on his own. And like, Invisible Woman just walks in a room and is like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're fucking Invisible Woman. Like,
Yeah. What? Why?
yeah. Bring a camera with you, show that to Reed and be like, what's he doing?
Even aside from that, he's got something under like a sheet.
Yeah.
He's clearly
Always
doing
fine.
something he doesn't want
Yeah.
you to know about.
You're like,
It's fine. There's a hole in the sheet.
yeah, it's okay.
It's cool. It's cool. Taking the proper precautions.
It's like, you could celebrate Christmas through this. But, honey, you're Jewish. Exactly. Anyway, just like, how about I put you in a force field for a second and I'll take your stuff and bring it to, Reed, or take a look and see what it does.
Yeah.
But it didn't even hit me till just now that, you could have just been like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll talk to you later. Come back as an Invisible Woman and be like, oh, that's what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
Ah, God damn it.
So, yeah, it's like, use your goddamn powers.
Yeah. That's why
I'm
we
gonna go spy on whatever Dr. Doom's doing in here, but I'm gonna do it normal style.
Wait, should I go invisible?
Nah.
No, I don't think there's any way I would be, turned naked from this, so we'll just skip it.
I mean, I guess I could take my clothes off and then turn invisible. Or turn invisible and then
and
take my
what's-
clothes off.
What's Dr. Doom going to do? He's going to tell the general, and the general will be like, well, she can't be in there. And he'll be like, can you see her? And he'll be like, no. And he'll be like, well, too bad,
But yeah, this whole thing is kind of because they're supposed to be working together to figure out a way to separate Silver Surfer from his surfboard. We get a kind of montage where at one point, I don't know how much time has passed, but at one point, Dr. Doom kind of goes off down a staircase and starts working on this other project.
It appears to never come back.
No, it does. That's what he uses at the end. But
Well, no. What I'm saying though is like, it looks like Reed Richards is like, he just left the project and did something else, and I basically did all the work.
well, that's the thing. It's in this montage. They're
Schmeeb.
they're working together. I don't know to how much or
Yeah.
for how long. They both seem to be doing stuff, but then he wanders off, and at the end of it, we get Reed Richards saying like, "Yeah, I guess I'm working alone now," and I'm just like, "Wait,
Yeah, because
Dr.
Doom got all the information he needed to from the project, and then bunkered
Yes,
off.
Yeah.
but that wasn't very clear. Like,
Well,
why don't you spend more time on that and less on this fucking
it should be
bullshit with the wedding and whatever else?"
Clear to any casual observer that he's clearly doing something else that, and not explaining himself to like any of these army goons should be able to tell that this is going to go pear-shaped real quick.
Oh, well, yes. But I mean, like, what you do is either you have him early on walk away and not be in the rest of the montage, or you have him routinely being in the montage, helping, working on the thing, but, like, you see him, like, typing something up, and then he brings up a secondary window or something, and, but
plays Galaga for a little bit.
yeah, instead it looks like they were working on a project till he had to use the bathroom, and
Yeah.
Reed Richards is crying like he got abandoned. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Also, get a little bit of character development between the two. Nah,
No.
characters develop.
Yeah.
So
why would we have that when we could have, more shit about Johnny Storm selling ad space and yeah.
So we find out that Johnny showers in public restrooms in the middle of an army base.
I mean,
And then
Where was this?
B, we find out that
it was the mess hall. He was just using this kitchen sink.
No, but the door says shower, but it leads out into like a public area.
It's just like a lobby right next to it.
Yeah.
It's the military. You got no privacy.
He put that
So-
sign
You
there.
still have lockers?
yeah. But also we find out that Army Girl was the one that psychologically profiled Johnny Storm and knows full well that he's a sexual predator. And he's like, it's the mid 2000s. You still have to fall for this. You could say no all you want. At the end,
Yeah.
I'm getting you.
But there's no saying she's not also a sexual predator.
Maybe.
That's true.
But I'm saying it's just like, I hate this. And it's one thing I'm glad, with a lot of the problems I have with movies today, it's one of the things I'm glad to see is gone.
Well, it's also the thing of there's supposed to be a storyline here where Johnny is realizing, his womanly ways aren't, going to work in the long term, and he needs to find a girl and settle down or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to learn and mature. None of that really
Nope.
comes off very
Nope.
well.
I think it's really
Also
just
doesn't
more
happen.
a sign of bad
yeah.
writers that don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah. Oh,
with
yes.
characters.
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And relying on tired tropes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
just
is
like, oh,
it's
just
like
gotta
the
get
theme of
done.
this movie.
We could have Johnny do things like, occasionally screw up and then learn that he needs to get better and not be such a hothead and grow as a person. But instead, we just have him, have it all be hinged on a relationship that may or may not be happening based on nothing that he's done and he hasn't grown or learned anything.
Yeah. It's called the Ray Skywalker method.
So now they go off to somewhere, just the woods somewhere where they know that Silver Surfer's going to be. And of course, the thing encounters a bear and he's got to yell at it so it runs off.
Sure.
And
'cause
then-
that's exciting.
Yeah.
You know what I want in my superhero movie? No punches thrown.
Yeah.
Not a single person hit, nothing happening.
Can we at least have the bear just gets pissed and starts biting him and he doesn't want to hurt the bear, so he's just kind of walking around with the
Yeah.
bear hanging
That
off
would
of
have
him
been
or
good.
something.
Again,
like he could the bear could attack him and he
Yeah.
could pick it up and throw a dummy or a CGI bear into a lake or something.
So
Or
yeah.
knock it into the moon and that forms Ursa Major.
I mean, it would be pretty awesome to see a puppet brown bear take a suplex from the
Yeah.
thing. That would be pretty great.
You either want to, lean more into the Looney Tunes aspect or lean more into the action heroes, superhero
Yeah.
aspect. Instead, we get this fucking weird Hanna-Barbera bullshit where just people fuck around until things
Yeah.
get resolved
How about
somehow.
instead of yelling at it, he punches a tree down and then the bear gets
Yeah,
pushed off. He's like,
anything.
boom, I can hit trees hard or whatever.
Or just fucking have the man fight a goddamn bear.
Yeah.
Or without
So-
his fucking giant rock dick.
I like how any brainstorming session with Rob, after like the 7th or 8th idea, it's like, how many pulls his dick out?
Somebody fucks it.
I mean, yeah,
Bends it over.
if that's where we're going with this, just be like, hey, Johnny, you want to see how it's done? And throws the bear in front of him and just
This.
Bear banging.
Now I feel bad.
Cat
So
Bear blasting.
bear blasting, yeah.
And cat helping.
Humpcatting.
Pumpcatting. I'm sorry.
So, God, this movie could use some power thirst. So, they have to set up these 4 emitters that are going to set off a tachyon pulse. And while Sue's about to set hers up, Silver Surfer's like, "Hey, I'm here. You wouldn't be trying to set up some sort of device that's going to kill me." And she's like, "No, I have questions for you." He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'll be happy to answer
Good.
questions."
Yeah, you remind me of my girlfriend. I'll talk.
Yeah, I'll tell you, whatever information you want. Dr. Doom and the General are like looking at this through binoculars, and they're like,
What the fuck?
so Doom's like, last time I talked to this dude, it didn't work out so well.
What is this
So,
diplomacy bullshit?
yeah.
Fire the missiles!
Yeah, this conversation needs more guided missiles. And they just open fire. Like, sure, the tachyon pulse isn't ready, nothing, just fire the missiles.
Yeah.
And the missiles don't even explode.
Also, the Fantastic Four apparently are just collateral damage.
Yeah,
I guess.
who gives a fuck?
Yeah, whatever.
She could make force fields.
Sure.
So, yeah, he just swats the missiles out of the air, like whatever.
Sucks one of them into his surfboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that.
And
I was expecting he was gonna like fire it back
Yeah.
at him, but no, it just disappeared.
No, yeah, it was just I'm not even gonna bother with you. Like it's just gone now.
so
Deal with that.
they activate the pulse. The Silver Surfer falls off his board. Well, he feels weak, and the Dr. Doom tasers the shit out of him. And then the army comes and captures the Surfer and his board. And
your little dog, too.
yeah, and we cut to some army base nearby, and some dude is showing up to torture the Silver Surfer. And the Fantastic Four are essentially being held prisoner. They're in a room, and the army's just like, "You stay in here." This Dr. Doom guy, he's, even though you guys did all the work in that last scene, this guy's our dude. We're gonna go with him. And don't you have that invisible woman go invisible and sneak around. We have thought of nothing to stop that.
Yeah.
We
Nope.
have cameras.
Yeah, we didn't.
Visual cameras.
We apparently don't even have anyone on the cameras long enough to see her turn invisible.
Can we at least just put a bag of flour on a string above the door? Like something.
How about just one FLIR, one infrared
Or
camera?
the 2 doors that lead to this door, just lock those.
Yeah.
Or something.
It is said that the Ghost Adventures crew has a better setup for this
Yeah.
than the military.
It's an honor system base, okay?
Yeah. So, yeah, she just sneaks off invisible. And Dr. Doom's like, "All right, I helped you, and as per our agreement, I get to test the board." And the general's like, "Well, I have to be present, but my scientists don't. So I won't know what you're doing, but I'm going to watch."
My scientists and my security, they are fine. I'll just hang out outside. Don't worry.
And this is a whole lot of who the fuck is pretending like we know what any of this shit is?
And writing a sentence that I never thought I would write. Sue Storm sneaks into the room with the Silver Surfer after they take a break from torturing him. And she watches exposition off of his abs.
Yep.
Just that happens.
And I think this is a missed opportunity to tie it back to Point Break again and have Gary Busey be the guy that tortures him.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get
Eating a
Busey
bunch
as
of
your torturer,
sandwiches.
yeah.
I also figured this would be a good time
Or
to
is
tie
it
it back
hot
to the Teletubbies, since he's showing all the information on his stomach.
Yeah.
Have Galactus just be a giant baby
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. Silver Surfer could have a big triangle on his head or
Imagine
whatever.
Busey just be like, "All right, we're going to make a game out of this. Anything that falls off of you, I'm going to eat. We'll see which one of us dies first."
And it's also now being made so much worse because in my head it's Telebusey.
Yeah.
So it's just a Teletubby with Gary Busey teeth in the hair. Yeah.
He would be the son baby.
Yeah. I'll bet your toes taste like Raisinets. Let's find out.
First part of torture could cover you in sex wax. So,
I made it myself.
So anyway, you watch, like, we're supposed to take Galactus seriously as this big threat, and we're watching this off of a man's abs.
Yeah.
He might as well just bent over, farted out a cloud, and holographically projected it on it.
That would have been preferable, honestly.
Would have been worse if it was his back.
Yeah, the only...
This is made all the worse because it's literally just the opening scene we've already watched.
The only way I would accept this is if it was Terry Crews, his abs. I'd be like, all right, yeah, he can... Yeah, his abs can work as a television. It's an Old Spice commercial. It's fine.
But the visions were powered by him screaming, so
Yeah.
he has to be like, oh, the whole time.
It has to be subtitled because it's just like,
Again, I guarantee, like, maybe I'm wrong, but in my head, this is how this went. Like, again, at one point, we weren't sure Silver Surfer was going to talk, so how does he communicate? Television tummy.
Yeah.
Of course.
It should be like on his board.
yeah.
I was going to say, the next thing is, they probably initially thought, we'll have him show it on his board. Oh, but wait, in this scene, he's separated from his board, so just show it on his tummy.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know,
Again, it's how these things get written, then rewritten, and then just, like, whittled down with, like, lack of budget, lack of thought.
What if halfway through his story,
He whips his dick out.
yes. No, but like, all right.
Was that where you were going?
No.
He ruined it
Not
for him.
quite.
if you let him go long enough, though, that's where it was.
No, halfway through his story, he's like, I can't continue the story. So then, Invisible Woman has to give him raspberries on his tummy to like repower the television.
That's his weakness. Anyway,
Oh, boy.
so
It's almost over.
Dr. Doom here, he's like, oh, by the way, I was evil this whole time.
What?
I'm gonna
Dr.
yeah.
Doom was evil?
Not Victor Von Doom.
I'm gonna turn my loyalty card over. It says I'm a Cylon. I get to steal the board. And you know, the general, his entire backup plan this whole time was like, I got a Colt 45 on my holster.
Yeah, it's fine. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna
That's what
just
you need
gonna
with dealing with
blast him.
superhumans and space aliens.
Not a Colt
Power,
45,
Colt
but you know,
45.
he's got a 45 on his holster, and he's just gonna blast him.
Yeah.
And it goes about as well as you would expect. Dr. Doom special effects him till he dies.
Yeah.
It's unclear how. Like he's definitely dead.
He's
but
photoshopped to death.
Yeah.
He turns to like rocks, sort of.
He gets frozed.
Yeah, he
Sort of.
he
He
seems
was
to solidify.
frozen to
Yeah, he seems to solidify and explode.
Yeah.
A bloodless, nothing of a death. Mm-hmm. But this,
I haven't seen a death of that quality since Ghost Rider.
yeah, this guy's just sitting there on the floor, dead now.
Yep.
with a big hole in him.
Yeah, big old chunk.
Dr. Doom has a wrist thingy, and it's like, it lets, the board recognize him as its true owner.
Sure, why not?
Because he took a sample of the Silver Surfer
Sure, why
or something. I don't know.
Well, this was the thing he was building for.
yeah.
He reversed the frequency that separates the surfer from the board.
He had Geordi
So-
reverse.
What?
Yeah.
There's a lot of assumptions going on here, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the first assumption is that the audience is still in the theater watching.
Or that anyone cares.
Freaking Aladdin at this point should have just ran out and be like, you want to be the Silver Surfer? You got it. And everything that comes with it. Now you're trapped in the lamp for 1,000 years.
Phenomenal cosmic powers.
Yeah.
He's just
So he
trapped
steps
in the
on the
mask.
board, and like you see energy flow up to him, and then you see like, God damn it, Brick. You see like his gray metally color seeps down into the board, and he becomes like the Iron Surfer.
The board is doomed.
Silver Doom.
So now,
Doom Surfer.
Doom
Yeah.
Server. The Doom Scroller.
so at this point, the
Victor Von
Fantastic Four
Schockenbauer.
have escaped because, Invisible Woman told them what was going on. And they're running towards this room, and Dr. Doom just knocks this solid blast door off its hinges. And Sue and Johnny dodge, but it hits the thing and splats him into a wall. And he's like, oh, that hurt. And they're like, wait, where's Reed?
Yeah, just like a cartoon, the door falls forward onto the floor.
Mm-hmm. And things there.
And he's smushed into the wall.
And, yeah, we hear, I'm behind the thing. And he steps out, and the flattened Mr. Fantastic comes
just like
off
a
the wall.
fucking cartoon. He basically blows into his thumb and
again, this is
inflates
coming
himself.
a minute after a man was frozen and exploded.
Yeah. Yep.
Like we return soon after to see like half his face is just off.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah.
Again, it's
And
bloodless, but
Yeah, and the Fantastic Four go in there and they're just like, "Oh, Victor, you're so naughty."
What a character.
Reed's like, don't worry, I know where Dr. Doom's going. I have a Doom tracker. I also have this new drone thing that I'm powering up back at the lab. It's coming to get us. They rescue the Silver Surfer. Army Girl's just like, I'm not going to do anything. Just go. And the Fantastic Four jet shows up. And
The Fantastic Car, Joe.
Fantastic Car.
Fantastic Car.
And first off, it's brought to you by Dodge.
It is.
It has a Hemi in it.
It does.
Of course.
Yeah. The Hemi
Fucking trash.
jet engine. That's
Yeah. Faster than the speed of sound.
sure. That's not how Hemis work, but whatever.
You
It's
could tell, like,
2007.
when Chris Evans and whatever the Reed's guy's name is, like when they deliver that line,
Yeah.
looking right into the camera. Of course, like
this is how we paid for this shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys look? Like their eyes were fully black. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did. Yeah, I believe this is the
This
movie.
is what
I believe
selling your souls feels like.
I believe this is the movie that at one point fully broke me because I was in Walmart and on a TV there, they had a commercial for this movie that was played on a TV that they were trying to sell in this commercial that was sponsored by like Comcast. That was you can get in your truck now, or like it was like a commercial inception, and my brain shattered. I was like, I don't even know what you're trying to sell me, but I don't want any of this shit now.
Nesting dolls of advertising.
Yes.
So I understand that the Fantastic Car is a thing. I understand. Maybe
There are
it
lots
looks.
of things that are a thing.
Maybe it looks like this. Maybe it splits
kind
into
of.
3 parts.
Yep, it definitely
it
does that.
does
Yeah.
4 parts.
Four parts.
It does
Yeah.
4
do that,
parts.
Yeah. It does do that.
Stupid.
It's fucking
Yes.
stupid.
It is stupid.
And that's if there's one thing where a producer should step in and be like, no, we're not doing that. This one checks all the boxes of things I hate with vehicles and movies. Like it's clearly a toy. Like it's clearly like, meant to be a playset or something.
Hey, you remember in X-Men where they just had an SR-71?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty cool. Fantastic car.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's the comics too, though. Like X-Men just had the X-Jet.
Yep.
It's
They had this.
Now, how do you feel about Batmobiles, Joe?
I don't
those,
really,
those at least had a full windshield.
I still
Some of them.
I don't particularly like the Batmobile.
Get out.
Yeah, sorry. But I always figured Batman should have something like, and I think there are Batmobiles that do this, but he should have had like, it either looks like a van or a dumpster or something.
Yeah.
And those are parts that attach to it. And then maybe a high performance car comes out of that. But why you drive a jet powered car through city traffic and expect to be able to,
Because you're fucking cool.
no.
We expect to be able
And
to
the
what?
And the tumbler from the Nolan
Yeah.
movies looked kind of like a dumpster on wheels.
Yeah.
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 Not
The Tumbler,
Cybertruck bad, but yeah.
the Tumbler made more sense, but it's still like you looked at it and you're like, that's just terrible.
It'll
Out
get
of
me there a
the-
little bit faster than if I ran.
Out of the Batmobiles you're aware of, which one would you pick and say that should be the definitive Batmobile?
I liked the Tumbler.
That I'm aware of. Probably the 89 one. Because 3 and 4 are right out. 2 has the pointless, it's so excessively big that it actually has a function to shed bigness to fit through things that a normal car could just drive through.
How about that?
But something that's the size of a military vehicle that you expect to stealthily drive around the city doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I would argue that that's not meant to be stealth. Like Batman, when he's being stealthful, he's kind of just doing his thing. But when he's in the car, he's usually like mowing people down.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like the cops should know exactly where that is and should have no problem following it with a helicopter. Yeah. And like,
I think they usually do, but
yeah, and I mean they shouldn't lose it when it goes to the Batcave.
Yeah,
like it's one of those things that the concept has a lot of problems. Where if he had a network of like black cars hidden throughout the city that he would jump across buildings to and then take a car to go home or something, I would like that a lot better. And if those cars happen to have some cool car things in them that make them faster or better armored or something like that, that I could see like, okay, you know, somebody thought hard about how could I make a better, more useful car with a whole bunch of money rather than I made something that looks cool but is functionally useless.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you, if it's something like he's assaulting Wayne Chemical, or not Wayne Chemical.
Acme.
It is literally Acme Chemical.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Maybe he has a specialized vehicle like that. But that, I'd like to see that delivered by like an 18-wheeler or something like Knight Rider style. He comes out of it.
Okay.
Or something along those, something where it's like he didn't just drive that through a city. You know, to do some demolition work then drove away without a problem.
I mean, in a lot of the thing, he has like networks of tunnels around the city that lead back to the Batcave.
So,
and
now
mean,
if
it's
there
at
were
least established in the animated series, he like when he parks it, there's a button that basically like has panels come out so it looks like a dumpster.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I don't see the advantages that he's gaining like offset the drawbacks that he's getting. And see, for me, when you're making choices like that, that makes you not cool. And
well, yeah, because usually, most of the time when he's driving the Batmobile, it's not like on a stealthy mission. Or
we're still talking about the Batmobile.
Yeah. We waited for you.
It's to chase someone down who's also in a vehicle.
Yeah. So, but I feel like
so you want something
just a car that had better than normal armor, combat tires, and a higher performance engine.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
would just do that better.
It just looks awesome.
Not about stealth. The Batmobile is all about fear.
But also,
but
what you're talking about, what you want from the car is what the car has. It just has fucking style doing it. Like,
but it's also gargantuan to the and like he would be stuck. Like he would drive that into the city and just be stuck, like in traffic, and like cops would be like, "Oh, there's Batman."
No, he won't. It drives up walls, Joe.
That's where you.
All right, so I feel like I don't have to respond to that.
I think he also ruined your lights.
Yeah.
Did you turn those off?
No.
No, John Zanger turned them off. Like a little bit of quickening came out and they blew up.
Oh, it's because it's late.
Yeah. No, it's
anyway.
It's the.
I mean, yeah.
Past my bedtime. Lights.
Again,
what I will give you.
Yeah.
I will give you Batmobile. It's absolute fucking Batman and Robin worse. Still like it better than this fantastic car.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Fantastic car sucks.
Yep.
Point made.
Very much.
So,
Shows up and sucks.
Splits into 3 shitty vehicles.
4.
In this one,
In
it
this
was 3.
It's supposed to have 3.
Was
Yeah.
There wasn't.
Because one of
'Cause
them.
one of them is a 2-seater.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Because Johnny can just fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought he still had a car. But
Well, then they were like,
Well,
well,
'cause
how's
they-
it gonna if he decides to fly? There's just a piece of the card.
Well, they put the Silver Surfer on one of the seats.
yeah, but
Yeah.
go.
So
That would have been Johnny's seat.
now we have to trash the Great Wall of China because, you know, this movie hasn't been terrible enough. We have to see a world wonder get destroyed.
Yep.
So they're like chasing Dr. Doom, and they're like, so Galactus is going to come and destroy the world, and Silver Surfer's the only one who could stop him, and he needs that board to do it. And Dr. Doom's like, but it's my board.
Yeah, I want
It's
it,
like,
though.
but you're going to die when Galactus comes, and just, but it's my board.
Well, if he can, kill,
I took it,
Galactus,
it's mine.
I can kill him.
He's saying it like Cartman makes
Yeah,
it
and
better.
it's just like,
His voice is just about the same.
yeah, can you be an interesting villain? Can you have a reason deeper than it's mine? I took it.
Not if you can't write.
yeah. Also,
I
again,
stole it fair and square.
Yeah.
And maybe I went to the bathroom at this point or something, but now he has all the cosmic power. What?
Yeah.
Just, is that it?
Yeah.
Does he say?
No. He's just like, I'm not the giving type.
Okay.
I mean, I would respect him more if he was like, I'll give it back if I get to touch one of Sue's boobs for 30 seconds.
You got to raise the pitch on your voice. He's practically Skeletoring.
True, yeah.
But it is like at this point, be like, hey, dude.
My board.
Okay, you got the board. You like the board. You like, I guess, killing things. How about you fly to, the next planet over, lead Galactus that way, and be his new herald?
But it's my board.
Okay.
I don't know how to do any of that. I just got the board. I haven't read the manual. Well, we're going to die in the next 10 minutes.
I'm pretty sure the answer is literally just turn left.
Leave.
Yeah.
Keep moving. Like that's...
Now, is
you see the moon?
Yeah.
Head there.
Is Galactus that much of
No, see the moon, go slightly to the right of it, and then just move.
At this point, Galactus is like in orbit practically. Is he that dumb where he's just going to be like, oh, there goes the little thing.
like a
The
dog
big
with a
thing must
stick."
not be anything.
That's debatable, I guess. Well, because it's not like a dumb thing. It's just like Silver Surfer flies around and is like, okay, this planet looks like it's got nutrients or whatever you're looking for. I'm going to prep it for you. You come and eat it.
But you would think at this point he can see Earth. He's like, there it is.
Yeah, Surfer's
I'm
not
going to
on
eat
the
it.
planet when Galactus
Yeah.
eats
Yes,
it,
but
presumably.
if
I don't know. He
Silver
was
Surfer,
in the opening. He flew out
if
of the...
Silver Surfer flies away, I think the idea is he'll be like, oh, I guess that planet's not worth eating.
You think he maybe ask? I don't know.
So, all right.
The bottom line is nothing here is really making sense.
My brain now is making Doctor Doom a Teletubby, and Galactus is played by John Cleese. So
Sure.
yeah, that's what my brain's doing right
All
now.
right. So they
idea
crash
why,
into
but
a
it's fine.
random Chinese city. Sue's like, I have powers. I can make force fields that don't work. And Doctor Doom throws a silver spear at her, goes right through the force field, runs her through. And then,
It's because the cosmic power is immune to our force fields.
yeah, and there's Galactus shows up with his giant space anus. It's coming into the atmosphere. The Fantastic Four are like, well, Thing could beat him up, and Johnny can fly, and Reed could tie him up, and Sue could take the stupid thing off his wrist, but we all can't do that at once. And they're like, wait a minute. Johnny's like, everyone touch me.
So let's have our climactic battle be 3 of the 4 people just laying on the ground while one of them does all the things.
Yeah. Yep. So Johnny Storm
Not 3 of the 4, Rob. Because Michael Chiklis gets up in there.
Yeah.
Get in a crane for
Oh, yeah.
reasons.
Sure.
So
I need more screen time with my makeup off.
yeah.
Probably.
Long story short, Johnny Storm with all the Fantastic Four's powers beats the fuck out of Doctor Doom.
Yeah, it's like not even close.
Yeah.
Not even a fight.
Michael Chiklis hits Doctor Doom with a wrecking ball on a crane, and then Doctor Doom flies off into the water, and he's gone. Like that's it. It's like I'll see you in the sequel. Like
No longer part of this.
no like hand coming out of the water or anything. Like he's just fuck it. We're done with him.
Well, he drowned.
Yeah. So now they give the board back to the Silver Surfer. And, Sue dies. Silver Surfer's like, I'm sad. I'll cast Resurrect. And then I'm going to fly up Galactus's cosmic butthole and do something. I'm going to light my crotch up and glow and
I think he just self-destructs.
Galactus dies somehow.
I'm old Surfer.
Yeah.
Hey, Galactus, you know how you gave me these powers? Apparently I can defeat you now?
You gave me the power to kill you? That was a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know how you made me your slave.
How do I know that I can do that? Who knows?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Science.
This whole time did Galactus just give him the powers and be like, kill me? And
Yeah.
Silver Surfer like made this elaborate deal, like, I'll go to planets and prepare them for you to eat. He's like, no, I don't want that.
Just kill me. I'm a giant space anus.
That's why he keeps following. He's like, you're the only one that can kill me. Please kill me.
Yeah, that is why he's chasing them around the universe.
Kill me, Billy.
And then those holes that the Silver Surfer's drilling, like, just pull him into the planet, and the planet dies. All right, so now Galactus is dead. Johnny's cured. Everyone could touch him. Everyone hugs everyone. Sue's back alive.
So great.
They're having a Japanese wedding in China. Venice is sinking, so they got to go. Brian Posehn's still there. They throw the bouquet. Army Girl is dating Johnny Storm now, like, against her best efforts. She's going to catch it. Johnny burns it up.
I just also want to throw this in because it just hit me. Like, they decide, she says, you want to attempt another elaborate wedding. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just kind of a wedding here.
Yep.
You probably would have been able to do that without any issues if you didn't wait to ship in Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to have the wedding here. And by here, I mean Japan, I guess.
Well, yeah, but, like, you could do that. Just have a Japanese priest, whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so test audiences were very concerned that Brian Posehn was killed by the helicopter.
They were like, how do you have a Chinese wedding? Everyone's like, is it you put a kimono on? No, that's Japanese.
Plus,
Put a kimono.
Kimono. Yeah, they do that in China, too.
Again, I don't want you to ugly cry. I want you to pretty cry in your kimono.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. Jessica Alba in a kimono was pretty cute, but like...
But, the reality is just be glad she didn't walk down the aisle to...
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here.
So, yeah, she throws her bouquet. Army Girl's going to catch it. Johnny destroys it.
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck all you.
They fly off. And just before the credits, we find that the Silver Surfer didn't die, killing Galactus.
But they did it in the lamest way possible.
Yeah.
Where his body is floating at the camera and his eye opens. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck
so
this
quick and
film.
But yeah, so also just to throw in the screenwriter, Don Payne.
There you go.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the next installment of this, wanted to include the Inhumans, the Skrull, Annihilation, the Negative Zone, and the Puppet Master.
Jesus.
So, woo God, am I glad that didn't happen.
Well, I mean, we still ended up with the Eternals.
yeah.
Sort of. That's a whole...
You know, when they all touched
That's
each
a
other,
whole
shouldn't they have
other
all
train
lit on
wreck.
fire? And he shouldn't have been able to be on fire.
Yeah, I question that.
Yeah, they should have all lit on fire, and he should have had the other 3 powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But that's not cool, guys.
yeah, again,
Then he wouldn't have been able to fly up there and do
powers of
anything.
convenience. So,
does-
on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 37%. I'm buying them some time. Audience gave this a score of 51%.
I'm sorry, what was the critics?
37.
37.
And audience was 50.
51.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Like, average those together, that's about right.
All right, Joe, elaborate.
No, I mean, if you average those two together, it's definitely an F. It's not like we're going into, 0 or, real low. It's not a critical fail. But it's just, it's a formula that needs some kind of, you need to change something in the Fantastic Four formula to make it, fresh and palatable. And they didn't change enough. And it's the tired tropes of the Fantastic Four combined with just like terrible direction, terrible writing, terrible acting, terrible special effects. Again, not critical fail terrible levels, but just bad. Just everything's bad. I didn't give a damn about anything in this film. I hated several of the characters. I was mad when they were on screen. And it just wasn't a good time. The only good thing I could say about it is it went by quick. It was 90 minutes with the credits, and the scenes were flying by at a breakneck speed because they weren't they were simultaneously fucking around and wasting time, yet they weren't the scenes weren't taking that long because not a lot happened. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Fuck the Fantastic Car or whatever. That pissed me off too. But I could talk about that for a while. So, yeah, I can't think of anything redeeming about this movie. I mean, it was maybe cast well, at least for the Fantastic Four. But I don't know because I haven't read enough of the Fantastic Four. Yeah, I can't really think of a good thing to say. It's not, like I've said a couple times, it's not critical fail bad, but it's definitely below 50% F. Have your parents sign your paper and try again.
Rob.
When I was going into this, I'd convinced myself that I enjoyed this movie the first time I watched it. And I think it was just because it was better than the first one. Mm-hmm. On this rewatch, I did not enjoy it. It is a short film. The writing is awful. The dialogue is terrible. The Fantastic Car is unforgivable. Doctor Doom is a waste of everyone's time. And maybe the only cool part about it is the Silver Surfer. Some of the Silver Surfer.
Lawrence Fishburne's voice as the Silver Surfer.
Lawrence Fishburne's voice as the Silver Surfer is a good choice.
Come on,
and some of his powers were kind of neat the way they portrayed them, but the vast majority is just
what?
Yeah, why did I? Why did I? So no, don't recommend it. Yeah, that's it.
Tony, Doug Jones always does a good job. Just assume if I'm like everything was terrible, I did mean except for Doug Jones. He did
Doug
a good
Jones,
job.
Always fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can't think of a time he did a bad job.
Brick.
Pretty much what had been said so far. It was like a slapstick comedy dressed up as a superhero action movie. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't have bam and whack and zop sound effects added on top. And somebody had mentioned like Hanna-Barbera, like those kinds of sound effects too. It was just bad. I didn't like it at all. I agree with the F. Yeah.
This movie is corn pulp. It's just
Yeah,
used as an
corn,
additive filler.
Yeah.
Throw it straight in the corn hole. Brick, how does it rank compared to Osmosis Jones?
It's still not as bad as Osmosis.
But I like that you still put something else in the F tier. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is an F.
Osmosis Jones is Brick's Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Osmosis Jones actually made me angry to watch. This was just boring and stupid.
We need to make him watch.
We need to make him watch Garbage Pail Kids.
And The Predator.
Wait,
John.
I still haven't seen The Predator.
Yeah, on a
Predator or The Predator?
Predator.
He hasn't seen
He
hasn't
doesn't
seen the
know that
original.
there's that's
it's
two
a thing.
different
Let's
things.
not dwell on it now. It's for later.
Yeah, on the very best of days, I don't give, to use some alliteration, a flying fuck about the Fantastic Four.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. And
I'm just picturing John jumping out the window going, fuck on! Flying off. Get a huge, probably with a beam flying out of his ass.
Yeah, his pants
And a
just
huge
fly
motor.
off.
yeah, so I mean, I didn't have anything invested in this movie going into it, and therefore I couldn't be horribly disappointed. Yeah, but it's not good. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of X-Men, but watching the X-Men movies made me more of a fan of the X-Men than I was to begin with. I don't know why I missed the X-Men boat, but yeah, when Matt was reading X-Men comics and all that, I was just like, meh.
You were, as he was lying on the bed reading him, you were jumping up and down on him going, I hate you.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's hard to do on a bunk bed, but yeah.
John figured it out.
Yeah. No, I was just more, I was holding the bar on the top and just kicking into the lower.
Waiting until he was granted his Juggernaut armor and could show him how it for.
But anyway, so the X-Men live action movies actually made me like the X-Men comic books more, whereas this would be basically the exact opposite, where I'm like, there's no way you can make the Fantastic Four cool. Fuck this noise, I'm out. So yeah, definitely not a recommend.
I'm in the same boat. I feel a little differently where I can't help. I don't know. The acting I don't think was necessarily terrible. It wasn't great, but again, from what I read, that's what they were directed to do, and it makes sense with this script because it's all super cheeseball corny. We're trying to do more Adam West Batman than Michael Keaton Batman, and I don't think that's the way you should go necessarily. But anyway, Yeah, most of this movie I feel is very watchable, but very bland nothing. So it might be watchable, but there's no reason to watch it. And yeah, I agree with John in that this didn't do anything, do any favors to make me want the Fantastic more than I already had, which wasn't much to begin with. So not a recommend.
I do like me some Doctor Doom, and so I was, visually I liked him, but acting
Still better than the
wise,
Corman, I think.
Yeah.
I still think the Corman one was better.
Yeah.
see, I have
Yeah.
no reference to compare to, so I'll have
But-
to look that up when I go home.
So
It
we'll,
was,
we'll
but
make
it's
him
still-
watch Predator and Garbage Pail Kids. We'll make you watch the Roger Corman Fantastic
boy.
Four.
Do we want to put that as our recommendation then?
Watch The Incredibles.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Watch The
Yeah.
Incredibles.
That's
what I
it.
wrote.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I was only thinking maybe not that because that's
Yeah.
like the X-Men more than this, but
This movie's like watching someone trip and fall down the stairs, and you just feel bad. Like the Corman one's like someone fell down the stairs in an awesome way, and you were just like, yeah,
This is like watching someone you love hurt themselves.
yeah. Like,
The Corman one is like watching someone you despise hurt.
yeah, it's like the drunk guy at the party is like on the skateboard at the top of a staircase or something. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome.
Whereas this is like your little nephew falling.
Yeah.
downstairs. You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, right. This is like if somebody falls and like hits their teeth, and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Oh,
Anyway, that said,
on that lovely note,
Whose role is
I
it?
don't know.
I
noticed
rolled this
the bag is
monstrosity.
so it's
This
Brick
is-
then, right?
no, this is you.
It's me. How do I go after John?
We're going that way.
Oh, Brick rolled recently. I don't even remember that. All right,
It was a long time ago. So.
I pulled the gold die out.
And
D20 of Doom.
and
The
he pulled
D20
his
of
dick
Doom.
out.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's got to roll off of, or it doesn't count. I would like to
No
go with
cocked dice, Joe.
the first random list that you pulled up. I noticed that number 7 was blank.
Yes.
That just means we get the week off. All right, here we go. 16.
Okay.
16 candles.
Oh, shit.
All right, 16 is Small Soldiers.
Movie I've never seen before, but no, I don't want to.
I've seen it once. I don't remember a thing about it other than the rodeo burger, which I will be ordering for the occasion.
That's fair, yeah. Rodeo burger, pretty delicious.
Yeah. I
do
usually
believe
see
that
if you
was
can get
made
like an
for this
Impossible
film.
rodeo burger.
Yeah, I don't. Now, did it have it had an onion on it too, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
onion
just-
rings
It's just a burger with an onion ring and barbecue,
and barbecue sauce. Yeah.
But you can't handle the rodeo
cheese.
burger, Joe. As I've been told via the commercials. That's the whole.
Oh
that's the
yeah,
whole
no,
commercial.
You
yeah,
really
that's
can't
true.
handle
Yeah, I
it.
can't.
Okay.
I was like,
His
Rodeo
digestive
burger,
tract will
okay.
not.
No,
Well, that's what I'm
accept-
saying. Maybe if there's a,
it will accept it. It will just violently launch it out the back end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I said maybe an impossible version, so you can get that. I mean, you could probably just order an Impossible
I mean,
Whopper.
I could-
and
With
get
an onion
barbecue
ring
sauce
on
and
Yeah,
onion
I could
rings.
probably build one at home and just get
It's not the same.
an onion ring from Burger King or whoever makes the rodeo burger.
No, just order an Impossible Whopper and some onion rings.
Yeah, yeah, construct it.
I can do that. I can put that on the app for you. Get it done.
I didn't know that they had those. Burger King.
Yeah, they've had them for a long, long time. Since Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
Since 1998.
They were like,
I think he means Impossible Whoppers, not.
Yeah, Impossible Whoppers. I didn't know that
Oh.
they had those.
They've had
Yeah.
those for a
Yeah.
while, too.
They're terrible. They're even worse for you than a regular Whopper.
no, they are less. Well, they're less calories, but yeah, they're
Yeah, but they're more chemicals.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
think they actually have more fat,
Yeah, they got to get that shit to taste like meat somehow.
vegetable oil, fat, and shit in them. Than
yeah,
an
they
actual
definitely
Whopper.
they have at least the same fat as a regular burger. But anyway,
But you're not going to Burger King to be healthy, so...
I don't know why you're going to Burger King.
Listen, because it's cheaper than most of the alternatives.
I mean, in the case of like us, it's the only one within driving distance of our
better
job.
than McDonald's.
It is better than McDonald's. If you use the app, you can get free stuff.
I honestly can't weigh in on that to testify. Well, okay, I could eat at Burger King, so never mind. Yeah, it's better than McDonald's.
There you go. There you go.
I at least have one item I can eat at Burger King. So anyway, let's
Heard
wrap
it
this
from
up.
the expert, folks. the 4 a.m. podcast.
Holy shit, it's late.
Yeah, go get you some Burger King. We will see you next time for Small Soldiers.
Adios.
Peace.
Hello.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to say goodnight. You should do it now. All right, good night. Bye. Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, and if possible, leave a review. If you have questions, comments, or would like to sponsor an episode, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt, hoodie, and more at Teespring. Or gain access to exclusive content by becoming a patron at patreon.com/4ampodcast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.